Hello and thank you for choosing my video before sleep. Please set your volume to a comfortable level and dim your phone screen. Now, let's continue our boring History for Sleep series with the next story, the silent walls of medieval fortresses. Imagine standing before the towering stone walls of a medieval fortress, their ancient surfaces weathered by centuries of wind, rain, and countless battles. These silent walls have witnessed the rise and fall of kingdoms, the march of armies, and the quiet lives of those who sought refuge within their sturdy embrace. Medieval fortresses were not merely military structures. They were symbols of power, protection, and the delicate balance between safety and siege. Rising proudly atop hills or nestled along riverbanks, these fortresses commanded views that stretched for miles, guarding the lands and people beyond their gates. The construction of such fortresses was a monumental feat of engineering and craftsmanship. Massive stones were quarried, shaped, and laid with precision, creating walls thick enough to withstand battering rams and siege engines. Moats filled with water or dry ditches surrounded these fortifications, adding layers of defense that slowed invaders and protected the inhabitants. Within these walls lay more than battlements and towers. There were living quarters, chapels, storerooms, and courtyards bustling with daily life. Families, soldiers, artisans, and servants all shared this enclosed world, their routines woven together by the rhythm of medieval existence. Imagine the flickering torchlight in narrow passageways, the muffled footsteps of guards on patrol, and the quiet murmur of whispered conversations. These walls held secrets, stories of bravery, betrayal, love, and loss, etched into their very stones. During times of siege, the fortress became a sanctuary and a prison, sheltering its inhabitants while enduring the relentless pressure of attackers. Inside, defenders worked tirelessly, managing scarce resources and bolstering defenses as the fate of the fortress hung in the balance. Yet beyond the conflict, these walls also stood witness to moments of peace, festivals in the courtyard, prayers in the chapel, and quiet evenings under starry skies. The fortress was not just a place of war, but a home, a community forged in stone and spirit. As you settle into this story, imagine yourself walking along the battlements, the cool breeze carrying the scent of damp stone and ancient earth. Hear the distant call of a horn, the rustle of armor, and the soft whisper of history enveloping you in its silent embrace. Let the timeless strength of these medieval walls calm your mind and carry you gently into restful sleep, where the echoes of the past lull you into dreams of quiet valor and enduring peace. As the sun rises over the rugged landscape, the silhouette of the medieval fortress stands tall against the morning sky, its silent walls bathed in the soft glow of dawn. These walls, built with unwavering resolve, tell stories not only of war and defense, but also of community, resilience, and the passage of time. The construction of such fortresses was an immense undertaking, requiring the labor of skilled masons, carpenters, and countless workers who toiled day and night. Each stone was carefully selected and placed to form formidable barriers, some walls reaching several feet thick, designed to absorb and deflect the brutal force of siege weaponry. Imagine the sound of chisels striking stone, the rhythmic pounding of hammers shaping timber for gates and towers, and the chatter of workers coordinating this massive effort. The fortress rose slowly from the earth, a monument to human perseverance and strategic brilliance. Inside the walls, life was both protected and confined. Residents adapted to living in a space built for defense, with narrow corridors, vaulted ceilings, and stone chambers that offered shelter but limited comfort. Yet within these confines, daily life flourished. Markets were held, craftsmen practiced their trades, and children played in courtyards shielded from the dangers outside. The fortress was also a center of governance and justice. Lords and ladies held court, making decisions that affected the lives of those within and beyond the walls. Chaplains tended to spiritual needs, while soldiers trained rigorously to defend their home. Picture the routine of a guard standing watch atop a battlement, eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of approaching danger. The weight of chainmail and the glint of sword by their side were constant reminders of the fortress's dual nature as sanctuary and stronghold. During times of peace, banners fluttered gently in the breeze, and the sound of music and laughter echoed through the stone halls. Festivals brought light and joy to the fortress, celebrating harvests, victories, and holy days with feasts and dancing. Yet the fortress never truly slept, for threats could come at any hour. The walls held not only the hopes of its people, but also their fears and determination to endure whatever challenges lay ahead. As you immerse yourself in the story, imagine walking the shadowed passageways, the cool touch of stone beneath your fingertips, and the distant murmur of voices blending with the soft creak of wooden doors. Let the strength and serenity of these silent walls envelop you, guiding your thoughts gently toward peaceful sleep and dreams of a time long past. As dusk descends upon the fortress, the silent walls take on an almost mystical presence, casting long shadows across the rugged landscape, whispering tales of courage and endurance to those who listen closely. These walls, though still and quiet, have borne witness to countless stories etched into the fabric of time, stories of bravery, loss, and hope. The design of medieval fortresses was a careful balance between defense and daily life. High towers rose like sentinels, offering wide views of the surrounding countryside, allowing lookouts to spot approaching threats well before they reached the gates. Machicolations and arrow slits were cleverly integrated into the stonework, providing defenders with vantage points while remaining protected. Imagine the quiet tension in the air as soldiers patrol the ramparts, their footsteps muffled against the stone floors. The clang of armor and soft murmur of voices might be heard as they prepare for the night watch, ever vigilant against the unknown. Inside the fortress, the Great Hall stands as the heart of communal life. Here, lords and ladies gathered for meals and council, the flicker of torchlight dancing upon tapestries that told stories of ancient heroes and legendary battles. The warmth of the hearth contrasted with the cold stone walls, offering comfort and a sense of home amid the fortress's stark environment. The fortress chapel provided spiritual solace, its quiet aisles and stained glass windows creating a sacred space amidst the turmoil of medieval life. Prayers and hymns echoed softly through the halls, weaving a delicate thread of faith and hope into the daily existence of the inhabitants. Beyond the walls, the landscape stretched into forests and fields, a reminder of the world the fortress protected and the challenges it faced. Raids, skirmishes, and sieges were ever-present threats, but so too were seasons of peace and prosperity, when the fortress stood not just as a bastion of defense, but as a vibrant community. Imagine standing on the battlements under a starlit sky, the cool night air filled with the scent of pine and damp earth. Hear the distant howl of wolves and the gentle rustle of leaves as the fortress settles into the quiet rhythm of the night. Let the silent walls of the medieval fortress wrap around you like a protective cloak, steady and strong, guiding your mind into calm and restful sleep. In this tranquil embrace, find peace in the echoes of history and the enduring spirit of those who once called these walls home. As the quiet of night deepens around the fortress, the silent walls stand as steadfast guardians of a bygone era, their ancient stones holding memories that stretch far beyond the passage of time. These walls have been shaped by the hands of countless builders, soldiers, and inhabitants, each contributing to the fortress's enduring strength and character. The architecture of medieval fortresses reflects a careful blend of functionality and symbolism. Massive gates reinforced with iron bars and thick wooden beams guarded the entrance, while portcullises dropped swiftly to seal off the fortress in times of danger. Curtain walls encircled the complex, often punctuated by towers that served both as lookout points and places from which defenders could launch their counterattacks. Inside the walls, life thrived amid the stark surroundings. Courtyards bustled with activity, blacksmiths forged weapons and tools, bakers prepared bread for the day, and children played near wells that provided essential water. Each stone corridor echoed with the footsteps of those going about their daily tasks, weaving a tapestry of life within the fortress's protective embrace. The fortress kitchen, with its roaring hearth and simmering pots, was a place of warmth and sustenance. Here, cooks prepared hearty meals to feed soldiers and residents alike, their efforts crucial during long sieges when supplies ran low and morale needed bolstering. Imagine the flicker of firelight casting dancing shadows on rough stone walls, the aroma of freshly baked bread mingling with the scent of burning wood. In these moments, the fortress was more than a military installation. It was a home, a sanctuary, and a community. Evenings brought a quieter pace, as families gathered in chambers to share stories and music. The gentle strumming of lutes and the soft voices of minstrels filled the halls, weaving melodies that carried hopes, sorrows, and dreams across generations. Outside the fortress, the landscape stretched wide, forests dense and mysterious, fields ripe with crops, and distant hills rolling into the horizon. This natural world was both protector and threat, a source of life and a stage for conflict. As you journey deeper into this tale, picture yourself wandering through torchlit corridors and silent courtyards, the cool stone beneath your hands and the distant hum of medieval life surrounding you. Let the steadfast presence of these silent walls soothe your mind, anchoring your thoughts as you drift slowly toward peaceful sleep. Here, in the embrace of history and stone, find rest and renewal, a tranquil lullaby from the heart of a medieval fortress. As dawn breaks over the fortress, soft light spills across weathered stones and moss-covered battlements, revealing the quiet grandeur of a structure forged in the fires of history and resilience. The silent walls, standing tall against the passage of time, cradle stories of countless souls who lived, loved, fought, and dreamed within their protective embrace. The fortress's defenses were layered and sophisticated, a testament to medieval ingenuity. Arrow slits lined the walls, narrow and angled just right to allow defenders to shoot with precision while remaining shielded from enemy fire. Murder holes above gates provided deadly welcome to invaders, and drawbridges could be raised swiftly to isolate the fortress from approaching threats. Within these defenses, the daily rhythm of fortress life unfolded. Soldiers trained rigorously, practicing drills that would prepare them for the inevitable challenges ahead. The clatter of armor, the thud of wooden shields, and the whistle of arrows filled the air as guards honed their skills under the watchful eyes of commanders. Yet the fortress was more than a military bastion, it was a community. Families lived within its walls, children played in the shadowed courtyards, and artisans crafted goods that sustained the inhabitants. The blacksmith's hammer rang clear, shaping swords and tools that would serve both peace and war. Imagine the scent of burning wood mingling with fresh bread baking in stone ovens, while the voices of women and men carry softly through narrow halls. The fortress chapel offered moments of solace and faith, its quiet sanctuary illuminated by flickering candles and adorned with intricate tapestries. Despite the fortress's strength, its inhabitants lived with constant awareness of the fragile balance between safety and danger. Sieges could last months, testing endurance and spirit, while times of peace allowed for recovery and renewal. Outside the walls, the surrounding lands bore witness to seasons of abundance and hardship, providing both sustenance and challenges to those who called the fortress home. Forests teemed with game, fields yielded crops, and rivers flowed steadily, nature's gifts woven into the fabric of medieval life. As you settle into this story, picture yourself walking along the battlements at sunrise, the cool stone warmed slowly by the rising sun. Hear the distant call of birds and the gentle murmur of life stirring within the fortress walls. Let the silent strength of these medieval walls envelop you, grounding your thoughts and guiding you softly into deep, peaceful sleep. In their timeless embrace, find comfort, safety, and the gentle lullaby of history. As the day unfolds over the medieval fortress, the silent walls stand firm, echoing with the layered voices of history, stories of valor, survival, and daily life woven intricately into their stone fabric. The fortress, built with painstaking craftsmanship and enduring strength, served as both a shield and a home to those who lived within its protective embrace. The walls themselves were masterpieces of medieval engineering. Constructed from vast blocks of stone, often quarried from nearby mountains, they were carefully laid and mortared to create barriers that could withstand battering rams, trebuchets, and fire. These walls, sometimes several meters thick, provided refuge and security in a turbulent world. Inside the fortress, life was a balance of duty and domesticity. The Great Hall was a central gathering place where lords and ladies convened to discuss matters of governance, hold feasts, and celebrate special occasions. The flicker of torches and the warm glow of hearths filled the room with a comforting ambiance, contrasting with the cold stone that surrounded it. Imagine the sounds of the smithy, the rhythmic clanging of hammer against anvil, as artisans forged weapons, armor, and tools vital to the fortress's survival. In the kitchens, cooks prepared hearty meals, their aromas mingling with the earthy scent of the stone corridors. The fortress chapel was a place of quiet contemplation and hope. Its stained glass windows cast colorful light onto the worn stone floors, illuminating the faces of worshippers seeking solace and strength. Monks or chaplains offered prayers for protection and peace, their voices rising softly in the stillness. Beyond the walls, the landscape stretched out in a patchwork of forests, fields, and rivers, a source of food, resources, and sometimes conflict. The fortress stood as a sentinel at the edge of civilization, guarding against invaders while fostering a community grounded in resilience and cooperation. As evening approached, picture the golden hues of sunset, bathing the fortress in a gentle glow, the long shadows stretching across battlements and courtyards. Hear the distant call of birds settling in for the night and the soft murmur of inhabitants winding down their day. Let the enduring strength and quiet dignity of these silent walls surround you, offering a sense of peace and protection. Allow their stories and spirit to guide your mind into restful sleep, wrapped in the calm embrace of history and stone. As twilight descends over the fortress, the silent walls take on a mystical glow, shadows lengthen, and the air cools with the gentle evening breeze. These walls, having witnessed the rise and fall of countless generations, now hold the stillness of the night, inviting quiet reflection and peace. Within the fortress, torches flicker along stone corridors, casting dancing shadows that bring the ancient halls to life. The Great Hall is quiet now, but its history lingers, echoes of feasts, council meetings, and solemn ceremonies. The warmth of the hearth still radiates, a reminder of countless nights spent in fellowship and contemplation. Imagine the soft footsteps of guards on their nightly rounds, their presence a steady reassurance amidst the silence. The clang of armor is subdued, replaced by the muted sounds of the fortress settling into rest. Outside, the moon rises high, casting silver light upon the battlements and courtyards. The distant hoot of an owl and the rustle of leaves are the only sounds in the tranquil night. Stars twinkle overhead, their light mingling with the flicker of candles in windows, weaving a tapestry of calm across the ancient fortress. The fortress chapel remains a sanctuary of quiet prayer, its stained glass windows glowing softly in the moonlight. The scent of incense lingers, mingling with the cool night air, offering solace and hope to those who seek it. Beyond the walls, the landscape is cloaked in shadow, the fields and forests resting under a blanket of darkness. The fortress stands as a silent guardian, a steadfast presence amid the stillness of the night. As you imagine wandering these ancient halls, feel the cool stone beneath your fingertips and the gentle embrace of the night air. Let the silent walls envelop you, their strength and serenity guiding your thoughts toward peaceful slumber. In this moment, find comfort in the fortress's quiet dignity, a timeless refuge where history and tranquility meet. Allow yourself to drift gently into sleep, cradled by the enduring spirit of these silent walls. The night deepens around the medieval fortress, cloaking its massive stone walls in darkness, yet illuminating their silent strength beneath the soft glow of the moon. These walls have stood the test of centuries, resilient against storms, battles, and the slow passage of time. Within their embrace lies a world of history, mystery, and quiet endurance. The fortress's towers rise tall, their silhouettes sharp against the star-studded sky. From these heights, sentinels once kept vigilant watch, their eyes scanning the distant horizon for signs of approaching foes or the first light of dawn. The whisper of the night wind carries stories of those who stood guard, steadfast and unwavering. Inside, the fortress's chambers rest quietly, their stone floors worn smooth by generations of footsteps. Tapestries depicting legendary battles and noble lineages hang from the walls, their colors faded but their stories alive in the minds of those who dwell within. Imagine the faint glow of candlelight flickering through narrow windows, casting soft shadows that dance across the stone. The scent of aged wood, cool stone, and lingering smoke from the hearth mingle in the still air, creating an atmosphere both comforting and ancient. The fortress's chapel, a place of solace and hope, remains a beacon of light in the darkness. Its stained glass windows shimmer softly under the moon's gaze, and the quiet murmur of prayers seems to echo through the stone corridors. Beyond the walls, the landscape sleeps, a tapestry of fields, forests, and rivers resting under the protective watch of the fortress. The silence of the night is profound, broken only by the occasional call of a night bird or the rustling of leaves in the breeze. As you journey deeper into the story, envision yourself walking the fortress's ramparts under the vast night sky, feeling the cool stone beneath your hands and the gentle night air on your face. Let the silent walls envelop you in their steadfast embrace, soothing your mind and guiding you gently into peaceful sleep. Here, In the heart of this ancient stronghold, find rest and renewal, a timeless sanctuary where history whispers a lullaby of strength, serenity, and enduring peace. As the night deepens further, the medieval fortress rests under a blanket of stars, its silent walls standing as guardians of countless tales whispered through the ages. These walls, though silent now, resonate with the echoes of history, of battles fought, alliances forged, and lives woven into the fabric of this enduring stronghold. The fortress's gates, once imposing and formidable, now stand quietly, their iron bars cool to the touch, and the heavy wooden doors weathered by time. They held fast against sieges and storms, their strength a symbol of the resolve of those who sought refuge within. Inside, the chambers tell stories of everyday life amidst the grandeur. The stone floors bear the marks of countless footsteps. The hearths that once warmed families still hold the memory of flickering flames, and the quiet halls preserve the spirit of community and survival. Imagine the soft flicker of candlelight in narrow hallways, the muffled sound of distant footsteps, and the gentle creak of wooden beams settling under the weight of history. The air is cool and still, filled with the faint scent of aged stone and lingering wood smoke. The fortress's towers rise like sentinels into the night sky, their silhouette etched against the stars. Lookouts once scanned the horizon with keen eyes, guarding the lands and the people with unwavering vigilance. The winds that sweep through these heights carry the whispers of those who kept watch, their presence felt even in their absence. Beyond the walls, the surrounding landscape sleeps quietly, the forests, rivers, and fields resting under the protective shadow of the fortress. The silence is profound, a stillness that speaks of peace earned through vigilance and resilience. As you walk along the fortress ramparts in your imagination, feel the sturdy stone beneath your fingers and the cool night breeze against your skin. Let the strength and serenity of these silent walls surround you, anchoring your thoughts and guiding you gently toward restful sleep. In the embrace of history and stone, find comfort, calm, and a deep sense of peace. Let the silent fortress lull you into dreams where time slows, and the past whispers softly of endurance and hope. As the night reaches its deepest hour, the silent walls of the medieval fortress stand as eternal sentinels, guarding the memories and dreams of generations long past. These walls, weathered yet unwavering, hold within them the essence of a time when strength, courage, and community shaped the lives of those who sought shelter within their embrace. The fortress, built stone by stone with dedication and purpose, was a place where the harsh realities of medieval life met moments of quiet grace and humanity. Within its boundaries, life unfolded in all its complexity, joy and sorrow, celebration and struggle, hope and endurance. Imagine yourself walking through the shadowed corridors one last time, the flicker of torchlight casting dancing shadows on the ancient walls. The cool stone beneath your fingertips carries the weight of centuries, grounding you in the present as your mind begins to drift. The sounds of the fortress settle into silence. The distant call of a night bird, the whisper of a gentle breeze, and the soft rustling of leaves beyond the walls. This stillness is a lullaby, a soothing embrace that invites you to surrender to restful sleep. The chapel's faint glow remains, a beacon of faith and solace in the quiet night, its stained glass windows catching the moonlight like jewels. Here, prayers of hope and protection have been offered for centuries, weaving a timeless thread of peace through the fortress's history. Outside, the world sleeps under a canopy of stars, the fortress standing as a silent guardian of dreams and memories. Its walls, though silent, speak volumes of resilience, of protection, and of the enduring spirit of those who called it home. As you close your eyes, let the strength and serenity of these silent walls envelop you completely. Allow yourself to be carried gently into a deep, peaceful sleep, where history and tranquility merge into a perfect harmony. Rest now, cradled by stone and story, safe within the embrace of the medieval fortress. Sleep peacefully, knowing that the silent walls watch over you, now and always. And so, our journey through the silent walls of medieval fortresses comes to an end. Thank you for joining me in this peaceful exploration of history's quiet strength. Now let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with another captivating tale, The Lost Gardens of Babylon. Find a comfortable place, relax, and let the story gently carry you away. Close your eyes and imagine a world long vanished, a realm of ancient wonders and timeless beauty, nestled along the banks of the mighty Euphrates River. Though their very existence is wrapped in mystery, whispered through the pages of history and legend. These gardens have captured the imagination of generations, evoking visions of lush greenery, cascading waterfalls, and exotic flowers blooming amid the arid desert landscape. Picture vast terraces rising like floating islands, supported by massive stone pillars and intricately carved columns, each level bursting with life. Vines and trees stretching towards the sun, fragrant blossoms filling the air with their intoxicating scent. The gardens were said to be a masterpiece of engineering and artistry, created by human hands to imitate paradise itself. In an ancient city renowned for its grandeur and power, the gardens offered a sanctuary of calm and wonder, a verdant oasis amid the bustling streets, ziggurats, and markets of Babylon. Royalty and commoners alike would have gazed upon these gardens in awe, finding respite from the heat and dust, and delight in the sight of flowing water and vibrant foliage. Imagine the gentle murmur of water from elaborate irrigation systems, channels carved with precision to bring life-giving water to every leaf and flower. Fountains sprayed cool mist into the air, while pools reflected the dazzling blue sky and the fluttering wings of exotic birds. The Lost Gardens were more than just a spectacle. They were a symbol of power, ambition, and the profound connection between humans and nature. Their creation required advanced knowledge of hydraulics and architecture, showcasing the ingenuity of Babylonian civilization. As you settle into the story, picture yourself walking along winding paths shaded by palm trees and flowering shrubs, the soft crunch of gravel beneath your feet mingling with the distant call of birds and the soothing sound of flowing water. Let the serene beauty of the Lost Gardens of Babylon envelop you, carrying your thoughts gently away from the noise of the modern world and into a peaceful, restful state. Here, in this ancient paradise, time slows and the cares of today fade beneath the timeless sky. As the morning sun begins to warm the fertile lands of ancient Mesopotamia, the Lost Gardens of Babylon awaken in a symphony of life and color. Though the gardens themselves remain shrouded in mystery, their imagined beauty unfolds like a vivid dream, a paradise painstakingly crafted amidst the arid plains by visionary hands. Envision the layout of these gardens, a series of grand terraces ascending high above the city, each level a lush tapestry of greenery, supported by colossal stone pillars and arches. The terraces rise like majestic steps to the heavens, designed to create the illusion of a floating garden, suspended in the air above the bustling streets below. Water, the lifeblood of these gardens, flowed through an ingenious network of canals, aqueducts, and channels. Ancient engineers harnessed the power of the Euphrates River, lifting and directing water upward through a system of pumps and wheels, ensuring that every plant, tree, and flower was nourished. Imagine the sound of water, soft cascades from ornate fountains, the gentle trickle of streams winding through the foliage, and the occasional splash as koi fish swim lazily in crystal-clear pools. This water not only sustained the plants, but created a cool, refreshing atmosphere that contrasted sharply with the dry desert air. The flora of the gardens was diverse and exotic. Date palms swayed gently, their fronds rustling softly in the breeze. Fragrant jasmine, oleander, and roses bloomed in profusion, their scents mingling in the air to create a natural perfume that drifted throughout the terraces. Birds of vivid plumage flitted among the branches, peacocks proudly displaying their iridescent tails, songbirds singing sweet melodies, and doves cooing softly as they nested in the shade. These creatures brought life and movement, completing the sense of a living paradise. The gardens also served as a retreat, a place of peace and contemplation for kings and queens, poets and philosophers. Royal processions would wind through the leafy avenues, while courtiers and visitors enjoyed quiet moments by the fountains, their footsteps softened by moss-covered paths. Imagine walking slowly beneath arching trellises covered in vines heavy with grapes and figs, the cool shade offering relief from the sun's heat. The gentle splash of water accompanies your every step, while the distant hum of the city is muffled by the garden's lush embrace. The Lost Gardens of Babylon were a testament to the blending of nature and human ingenuity, a place where artistry and science met to create something extraordinary. Their story is a whisper from the past, inviting us to pause, breathe, and find serenity in the beauty of a forgotten world. As you let this vision wash over you, feel the calm and tranquility settle in your mind and body. Allow yourself to drift gently on this ancient breeze, carried softly into restful sleep beneath the timeless sky of Babylon. As the sun climbs higher over the ancient city of Babylon, the lost gardens unfold in their full splendor, a breathtaking testament to the ingenuity and passion of those who dreamed of creating paradise on earth. Picture the expansive terraces reaching skyward, layered one atop another like vast green stairways, ascending towards the heavens. Each level is a masterpiece of horticulture, showcasing a riot of colors and textures, lush foliage, delicate blossoms, and towering trees that create a vibrant mosaic of life. The garden's creators faced a formidable challenge: to bring lush greenery and cool water to a dry and often unforgiving landscape. Yet their solution was nothing short of miraculous, blending the natural world with advanced engineering to produce an oasis that seemed almost magical. Imagine the intricate system of aqueducts and pumps, drawing water from the Euphrates and channeling it upward to nourish every leaf and flower. Waterfalls tumbled down stone steps, pools shimmered with clarity, and narrow canals wound through the gardens, their surfaces alive with the reflections of trees and sky. The air in the gardens was perfumed with a heady mix of fragrances: sweet jasmine, fragrant roses, and exotic spices carried on gentle breezes. Butterflies fluttered lazily among the blooms, while bees hummed busily, pollinating the myriad flowers that carpeted the terraces. Peacocks strutted proudly, their brilliant plumage shimmering in the sunlight, while the soft cooing of doves lent a peaceful soundtrack to this idyllic scene. The gardens were not merely a display of beauty, but a living, breathing ecosystem, carefully balanced and nurtured. Walk along winding paths paved with smooth stones, shaded by trellises heavy with grapes and pomegranates. Hear the soothing sounds of water, fountains spraying cool mist, streams gurgling softly, and the gentle splash of fish swimming beneath lily pads. These gardens were a place of respite and reflection, where kings and queens sought solace from the demands of rule, poets found inspiration, and travelers marveled at the harmonious blend of nature and architecture. The lost gardens were a symbol of Babylon's wealth, power, and reverence for beauty. Yet beyond their splendor, the gardens also remind us of the passage of time, their very existence a whisper from a world that has long since faded. Their stories survive in ancient texts and legends, inviting us to imagine a time when human creativity reached for the divine through the art of cultivation. As you settle into the story, allow the tranquil imagery of the gardens to soothe your senses. Let the gentle flow of water, the soft rustle of leaves, and the warm embrace of sunlight carry you deeper into relaxation and peaceful sleep. Here, in the heart of a forgotten paradise, find calm, renewal, and the gentle rhythm of nature's timeless lullaby. As twilight descends upon the ancient city of Babylon, the lost gardens transform into a realm of tranquil beauty, a sanctuary where time seems to pause, and the vibrant life of the day gives way to a softer, more mysterious rhythm. Imagine the terraces bathed in the gentle glow of the setting sun, their lush greenery casting long shadows across the stone walkways. The air cools, carrying with it the rich fragrances of blooming flowers and damp earth, mingling with the faint sounds of flowing water and evening birdsong. The gardens, meticulously designed to blend natural splendor with architectural marvel, become a place of reflection and quiet wonder. Strolling along the winding paths, you encounter ornate stone fountains, their waters dancing and sparkling in the fading light, creating a soothing symphony of sound that echoes softly through the air. Picture the delicate petals of jasmine and rose unfolding slowly as night approaches, their scents intensifying and wrapping the gardens in a fragrant embrace. Vines laden with ripe grapes and pomegranates hang heavily from trellises, the fruits glowing softly in the twilight. Exotic birds, their plumage iridescent in the last light, settle among the branches, while the soft flutter of wings adds a gentle rhythm to the garden's evening chorus. The pools and streams mirror the deepening sky, reflecting stars as they begin to twinkle above the ancient city. In this serene atmosphere, the gardens offer solace and inspiration to all who enter, a refuge from the harshness of the outside world, a place where the soul can breathe and the mind can wander freely. Kings and queens might have walked these paths in quiet contemplation. Poets may have found their muse in the interplay of light and shadow, and travelers might have rested here, enchanted by the garden's timeless beauty. The creation of such a paradise in the heart of a desert civilization speaks volumes about human determination and the longing to create spaces of peace and beauty amidst the challenges of life. The Lost Gardens are a testament to the enduring human spirit and the universal desire to connect with nature's grace. As darkness falls fully and the moon rises high, casting silvery light upon the terraces, the gardens take on a magical quality, an ethereal dreamscape where history and nature entwine. The gentle murmur of water continues to lull the surroundings, a calming rhythm that invites rest and rejuvenation. Allow yourself to be carried away on this gentle current of sound and imagery, as the lost gardens of Babylon whisper their ancient lullaby. Let your thoughts dissolve into the tranquil night, your body relax into peaceful slumber, and your mind wander through this forgotten paradise. Here, beneath the stars and surrounded by timeless beauty, find the deep calm and restful sleep you seek. As the night deepens over the ancient city of Babylon, the lost gardens reveal their enchanting beauty beneath a sky studded with countless stars. The air is cool and fragrant, filled with the soft rustle of leaves and the gentle murmur of flowing water that has sustained these gardens for centuries. Picture the terraces, now cloaked in the silver light of the moon, where shadows play upon the lush foliage and intricate stonework. The garden's many levels seem to float like islands in the darkness, each one alive with the whispers of history and the quiet song of nature. The garden's creators harness not only the earth and water, but also the power of light and shadow to create a living masterpiece. Marble statues and carved reliefs adorn the terraces, depicting gods, kings, and mythical creatures whose stories were as timeless as the gardens themselves. Imagine delicate lanterns hanging from branches, their warm glow reflecting softly on pools filled with water lilies and koi fish. The gentle flicker of flame casts dancing shadows on ancient stone pillars, adding to the garden's dreamlike atmosphere. Birds of the night, such as owls and nightingales, add their own melodies to the tranquil soundscape, their calls weaving through the cool night air. The scent of jasmine intensifies as the evening deepens, mingling with the earthy aroma of moist soil and flowering herbs. The gardens were more than a place of beauty. They were a symbol of Babylon's glory and a testament to human creativity and engineering. The sophisticated irrigation system that fed these terraces was a marvel, designed to bring life to this paradise suspended above the desert floor. Imagine the complex machinery, water wheels and pumps, lifting water from the Euphrates and channeling it through a labyrinth of canals and aqueducts, a marvel of ancient technology. This water nourished every leaf and flower, creating a lush sanctuary in a harsh landscape. Within this peaceful retreat, poets might have composed verses inspired by the gentle rustling of leaves and the shimmering reflections in the pools. Kings and queens may have walked these pathways in contemplation, finding solace from the weight of their rule beneath the shade of flowering trees. As you drift deeper into this serene scene, feel the coolness of the night air, the soft sounds of water flowing nearby, and the gentle embrace of a garden that has survived the passage of time in legend and memory. Let the lost gardens of Babylon carry you on a journey of calm and tranquility, their timeless beauty lulling you softly into a restful sleep beneath the starry sky. In this ancient paradise, find peace, renewal, and the gentle rhythm of nature's eternal lullaby. As the night deepens over Babylon, the lost gardens settle into a serene and timeless stillness, their ancient beauty wrapped in the quiet embrace of darkness. These gardens, whispered about through the ages, stand as a testament to the human spirit's desire to create paradise amidst the harsh realities of desert life. Imagine the grand terraces bathed in soft moonlight, their greenery casting gentle shadows upon the stone pillars and intricate carvings that support them. The air is cool and fragrant, alive with the subtle scents of jasmine, myrrh, and other exotic blossoms that have perfumed the gardens for centuries. The water, ever present, continues its gentle journey, flowing through channels and pools, reflecting stars and the soft glow of oil lamps that once lined the walkways. The sound of trickling water creates a soothing melody, blending with the quiet rustle of leaves and the occasional call of nocturnal birds. Visualize the stone statues of gods and mythical creatures standing sentinel amidst the foliage, their worn features illuminated by the faint light, watching over the gardens as silent guardians of history and myth. These figures embody the culture and beliefs of a civilization that revered both nature and the divine. The gardens were more than just a collection of plants and water. They were a living expression of Babylon's grandeur, a place where art, science, and nature converged in perfect harmony. Advanced irrigation systems, engineering marvels for their time, lifted water from the Euphrates and distributed it throughout the terraces, sustaining this oasis against the desert's dryness. Imagine the elaborate water wheels turning slowly, powered by human ingenuity and natural forces, lifting life-giving water to the highest terraces. This complex network of aqueducts and channels was a feat of engineering that inspired wonder and admiration. The gardens also served as a place of respite and reflection, a sanctuary for rulers and scholars, artists and travelers seeking inspiration and peace. Walk slowly along shaded paths, the soft earth beneath your feet and the scent of blossoms filling the air. Hear the gentle splash of water in nearby fountains and the distant murmur of the city settling down for the night. Let the tranquility of the lost gardens envelop you, calming your mind and soothing your body as you drift gently toward restful sleep. Here, beneath the timeless sky of ancient Babylon, find peace and renewal in a paradise that has transcended time, inviting you to rest deeply and dream sweetly. As the stars twinkle brightly over the ancient city of Babylon, the lost gardens stand silent and majestic, their timeless beauty softened by the gentle glow of the night sky. These gardens, woven into legend and history, continue to captivate with their promise of paradise, crafted by human hands. Imagine the soft rustling of leaves as a gentle breeze moves through the towering date palms and flowering shrubs, their silhouettes etched against the starlit sky. The cool night air carries the fragrance of blooming jasmine and sweet myrrh, weaving a natural perfume that lingers in the stillness. The water, the lifeblood of these gardens, flows quietly through channels and pools, its gentle murmur a soothing lullaby for the night. Ornate fountains send delicate sprays of water into the air, their droplets catching the moonlight like scattered diamonds. Envision stone pathways winding through the terraces, lined with intricately carved balustrades and statues depicting ancient deities and mythical creatures. These guardians of stone watch silently over the gardens, their forms worn smooth by centuries, yet still radiating dignity and grace. The lost gardens were a triumph of engineering and artistry, a harmonious blend of nature's beauty and human innovation. The Babylonian engineers mastered the art of irrigation, lifting water from the Euphrates and distributing it through a network of aqueducts, channels, and pumps to sustain the lush paradise in an otherwise arid land. Imagine the complex mechanisms that turned water wheels and raised water to the higher terraces, a marvel of technology and creativity in the ancient world. This ingenious system allowed the gardens to flourish, supporting an abundance of plant life and creating a serene refuge for all who visited. The gardens were not merely a spectacle. They were a place of solace and inspiration. Kings and queens walked these paths seeking respite from the burdens of rule. Poets found muse in the interplay of light and shadow, and travelers marveled at the beauty and serenity of this ancient wonder. Picture yourself wandering slowly through this paradise, the soft earth beneath your feet, the gentle splash of water nearby, and the soothing scent of blossoms surrounding you. The distant hum of the city fades away, replaced by the peaceful sounds of nature and the quiet heartbeat of the gardens. Let the timeless magic of the lost gardens of Babylon cradle you, easing your mind and body into a state of deep calm and restful sleep. Here in this ancient sanctuary, dreams unfold gently beneath the starry sky, carrying you away on a journey of peace and renewal. As the night deepens further over Babylon, the lost gardens shimmer softly beneath the moon's silvery glow, their lush terraces and flowing waters bathed in a gentle, ethereal light. This ancient sanctuary, a marvel of human creativity and nature's bounty, seems to breathe quietly in the cool desert air, inviting all who enter to pause and reflect. The garden's layers rise like a verdant staircase, each level adorned with a dazzling array of flora, trees heavy with fruit, flowering vines that twist gracefully around carved pillars, and beds of fragrant herbs and blossoms bursting with color even under the night sky. Picture the tranquil pools, their surfaces still except for the occasional ripple caused by a passing breeze or a shimmering fish gliding beneath the water lilies. The soft sound of flowing water mingles with the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant call of nocturnal creatures, creating a symphony of serenity. Intricately carved statues and ornate reliefs stand sentinel throughout the gardens, their forms softened by centuries of weathering but still commanding respect and awe. These stone guardians tell tales of gods, heroes, and myths, their silent presence a reminder of the rich cultural tapestry woven into the very soil of Babylon. The water systems remain a marvel of ancient engineering, channels and aqueducts designed with precision to distribute life-giving water to every corner of this paradise. Imagine the delicate balance of water lifted from the Euphrates, carried along stone conduits, and released gently to nourish the plants and cool the air, a testament to human ingenuity and harmony with nature. Walk slowly along winding pathways, paved with smooth stones worn by generations of footsteps, the scent of night-blooming jasmine and sweet myrrh filling the air. Soft lantern light flickers, casting warm glows and dancing shadows that play upon the stone walls and leafy canopies. The lost gardens of Babylon were more than a physical space. They were a living dream, a place where nature and art, science and spirituality converged to create something truly magical. Kings and queens found refuge here, scholars sought inspiration, and all who wandered these terraces were touched by the profound peace that the gardens exuded. As you breathe deeply and let your mind wander through this ancient oasis, feel the weight of the day lifting away, replaced by a gentle calm. Allow the soothing sights, sounds, and scents of the lost gardens to cradle you, guiding you softly into restful sleep and peaceful dreams beneath the eternal Babylonian sky. As the night sky stretches endlessly above the ancient city of Babylon, the lost gardens continue to whisper their timeless secrets beneath a canopy of stars. This oasis of greenery, water, and stone stands as a testament to human aspiration and nature's resilience, a place where the past and present converge in quiet harmony. Imagine the gardens alive with soft nocturnal sounds, the gentle rustle of palm fronds swaying in the breeze, the distant call of an owl, and the quiet splash of water as it circulates through ancient channels. The scent of blooming night flowers, jasmine, lotus, and myrrh, lingers in the cool air, wrapping the gardens in a fragrant embrace that calms the mind and soothes the spirit. The terraces rise gracefully, their stone balustrades adorned with intricate carvings depicting the gods and myths of Babylonian lore. These sculptures, worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain, still hold an air of majesty and mystery, inviting silent reverence. Water, the essence of life, courses through the gardens in delicate streams and pools, its movement a gentle lullaby that harmonizes with the stillness of the night. Fountains spray fine mists that catch the moonlight, casting shimmering rainbows that dance upon the leaves and blossoms. Visualize yourself strolling slowly along a winding path, the soft crunch of gravel underfoot mingling with the rhythmic sound of flowing water. The garden's hidden corners offer quiet nooks where you can rest, reflect, or simply lose yourself in the beauty that surrounds you. The lost gardens were more than an architectural feat. They were a sanctuary for the soul, a place where rulers, poets, and philosophers sought peace and inspiration amidst the demands of their worlds. They symbolized a connection between earth and heaven, nature and civilization, impermanence and eternity. As you continue your journey through this ancient paradise, feel the gentle night air cool your skin, and the tranquil atmosphere ease your thoughts. Let the garden's serene beauty wash over you, carrying you deeper into relaxation and restful sleep. Here, beneath the stars, and surrounded by whispering leaves and flowing water, find the calm and renewal your mind and body crave. Allow the lost gardens of Babylon to be your guide into dreams filled with peace, wonder, and timeless grace. As the deepest hours of the night envelop Babylon, the lost gardens stand as a silent testament to dreams realized and stories whispered across millennia. These gardens, veiled in moonlight and mystery, cradle the legacy of a civilization that dared to weave beauty and ingenuity into the fabric of the harsh desert landscape. Imagine the towering terraces reaching skyward, their lush greenery silhouetted against a velvety night sky studded with stars. The soft rustle of leaves, the delicate trickle of water from fountains, and the gentle whisper of the evening breeze create a symphony of tranquility that soothes the soul. Stone pathways wind through shaded groves, lined with fragrant blossoms and ancient statues, their forms softened by the passage of time, but still echoing the grandeur of Babylon's glory. The garden's intricate irrigation systems, marvels of engineering, continue their eternal work, lifting life-giving water through aqueducts and channels to nurture every plant, tree, and flower. The air is thick with the scent of jasmine, myrrh, and cedarwood, mingling with the cool night breeze to create a natural perfume that envelops all who wander these ancient grounds. Within this paradise, one can almost hear the faint echoes of voices, Poets reciting verses inspired by the garden's beauty, kings pondering the burdens of leadership while seeking solace in nature's embrace, and artisans crafting marvels that would transcend time. Yet the lost gardens are also a poignant reminder of impermanence, their existence a fragile miracle preserved only in memory, legend, and the faint traces that archaeology reveals. They symbolize both the heights of human creativity and the delicate balance between man and nature. As you imagine yourself moving slowly through these terraces under the vast Babylonian sky, feel the gentle night air cool your skin, and the soothing sounds guide you deeper into relaxation. Let the garden's timeless beauty and serene presence wash over you, easing your mind and inviting restful sleep. Rest now, cradled by history and nature, carried gently into dreams, where the past and present merge in peaceful harmony. Sleep deeply, knowing that the lost gardens of Babylon continue to bloom in the quiet sanctuary of your imagination, an eternal oasis of calm and wonder. And so, our journey through the lost gardens of Babylon comes to a peaceful close. Thank you for joining me in this serene exploration of ancient beauty and human ingenuity. Now, let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next fascinating tale, the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance. Find a comfortable place, relax, and let the story gently carry you away. Imagine a world awakening from centuries of shadow, where art, science, and human creativity began to bloom in unprecedented ways. The Renaissance, a time of rebirth and transformation, ushered in new ideas, discoveries, and masterpieces that shaped the course of history. Yet amid this flourishing of genius, many traditional crafts and skills began to fade, their secrets and techniques slowly disappearing into the passage of time. This story takes you into the quiet world of these vanishing crafts, artisanal practices once vital to society, now overshadowed by innovation and change. Picture the bustling workshops of Florence, Venice, and Rome, where master craftsmen, woodworkers, glassblowers, weavers, and metalworkers poured their skill and passion into every piece they created. Their hands shaped materials into objects of beauty and utility, from delicate lace and intricate tapestries to finely wrought jewelry and gilded furniture. The crafts were passed down through generations, often within families or guilds, each artisan preserving techniques honed over centuries. These workshops were hubs of creativity and tradition, where apprentices learned the art and science of their trade under the watchful eyes of masters. Imagine the scent of freshly cut wood mingling with the glow of a forge, the delicate touch of a glassblower shaping molten glass with practiced skill, and the rhythmic weaving of threads on a loom creating patterns rich with meaning. But as the Renaissance progressed, new technologies and economic changes began to reshape society. Mechanization and mass production threatened the livelihoods of traditional artisans, and many crafts that once thrived in small workshops faced decline. This story explores the tension between innovation and tradition, the beauty of fading arts, and the human stories entwined with these disappearing crafts. As you settle into this tale, imagine stepping into a quiet workshop, the light filtering softly through stained glass windows. Hear the gentle tapping of tools, the whisper of fabric, and the steady hum of creation. Let this journey through the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance carry you into a world where history and artistry meet, calming your mind and easing you gently toward restful sleep. As the sun rises over Renaissance Italy, the workshops begin to stir with life, a symphony of artisans' tools, the steady rhythm of hammers, scissors, looms, and forges crafting the fabric of daily life and exquisite art. These workshops were the heartbeat of cities like Florence and Venice, where traditional crafts flourished under the patronage of wealthy families and burgeoning markets. Imagine the woodworker's shop, filled with the rich aroma of fresh-cut timber, where skilled hands carve intricate details into furniture and architectural elements. Each stroke of the chisel is deliberate and precise, shaping raw material into objects of both function and beauty, chairs with ornate legs, cabinets adorned with delicate marquetry, and grand doors that welcomed guests with grace. Nearby glassblowers gather around fiery furnaces, their breath shaping molten glass into delicate vases, colorful beads, and elaborate chandeliers. The dance of flames and sparks, combined with the artisan's deft movements, transforms liquid into lasting art, fragile yet enduring. In the textile workshops, weavers operate massive looms, interlacing threads into sumptuous fabrics, silks, velvets, and tapestries that tell stories of myth, religion, and daily life. The soft clatter of the shuttle, the sheen of threads catching the light, and the vibrant patterns emerging under skilled hands are all part of a tradition that connects past and present. Jewelry makers sit at benches cluttered with tiny tools and precious stones, their eyes focused on crafting delicate pieces that will adorn the nobility. Goldsmiths and silversmiths pour molten metal into molds, engrave intricate designs, and set gems with a master's touch, creating treasures that gleam with history and artistry. Yet amid this vibrant world of craft and creation, change was looming. The rise of new technologies and shifting economic forces began to challenge these ancient trades. Printing presses, mechanized looms, and mass-produced goods threatened to overshadow the painstaking work of artisans. Guilds, once powerful protectors of craft secrets and quality standards, struggled to maintain their influence. Apprentices found fewer opportunities as demand shifted, and many crafts began to vanish, their methods lost or hidden away. This part of our story explores not only the beauty and complexity of these Renaissance crafts, but also the human cost of progress, the fading of skills and traditions passed down through generations. As you immerse yourself in this tale, imagine walking through bustling streets lined with workshops, hearing the mingled sounds of creation and commerce, and feeling the pulse of a world at the crossroads of history and innovation. Let the stories of these disappearing crafts soothe your mind, calming your thoughts and gently guiding you toward restful sleep amid the echoes of a vanished era. As the day unfolds in Renaissance Italy, the workshops and artisan guilds hum with activity, their vibrant energy blending centuries-old tradition with the restless curiosity of a changing world. These guilds were not just centers of craft, they were tight-knit communities where knowledge, skill, and culture passed from master to apprentice in a delicate dance of learning and creation. Imagine the master craftsman teaching a young apprentice the subtle art of gilding, applying thin sheets of gold leaf with steady hands to ornate frames or delicate manuscripts. The flicker of candlelight casts soft shadows on the walls as the apprentice listens intently, the atmosphere filled with reverence for the painstaking skill being imparted. In another workshop, the intricate work of embroidery unfolds, needle and thread weaving patterns of myth and nature into luxurious garments. Every stitch tells a story, a silent testament to the artist's patience and vision, creating textiles that would adorn kings, queens, and nobles in their courts. Meanwhile, in a forge, the clang of hammer against anvil rings out, shaping blades, locks, and ornate metalwork essential to daily life and defense. The blacksmith's craft blends strength and artistry, the glowing embers reflecting in soot-covered faces, as centuries of knowledge guide each precise strike. Yet, as innovation spread, these crafts faced unprecedented challenges. The printing press revolutionized the dissemination of knowledge, while emerging mechanical devices threatened to replace hand craftsmanship. Mass production and early industrial techniques began to erode the exclusivity and demand for bespoke, handcrafted items. Guilds, once powerful guardians of quality and tradition, found their influence waning, and many artisans struggled to adapt to the shifting landscape. Some crafts vanished entirely, others survived only in pockets, preserved by a few dedicated practitioners. This part of the story delves deeply into the tension between preservation and progress, capturing the beauty of these crafts and the poignancy of their decline. As you immerse yourself in this narrative, picture the rich textures of handcrafted wares, the gleam of polished wood, the softness of embroidered silk, the cool weight of wrought iron, and feel the quiet melancholy of a world on the cusp of change. Let the rhythm of hammer and loom, the whispered lessons of masters, and the echo of fading footsteps in workshop halls calm your mind and gently guide you toward restful sleep. Here, amid the echoes of artistry and tradition, find peace and renewal as history unfolds softly around you. As twilight settles over the Renaissance city, the glow of lanterns begins to illuminate the narrow streets and workshops where artisans labor long into the night. In these intimate spaces, the delicate balance between tradition and innovation plays out quietly as master craftsmen strive to preserve age-old techniques while adapting to the winds of change sweeping through Europe. Imagine a workshop filled with the scent of freshly cut wood and the rhythmic tapping of chisels, carving intricate patterns into fine furniture. Each piece is a labor of love and patience, the hands that shape it guided by centuries of accumulated knowledge. These artisans take pride in every curve and detail, their craftsmanship a silent rebellion against the rise of mass production. Nearby, glassmakers continue their ancient dance with fire and molten sand, coaxing delicate shapes from glowing embers. The soft hiss of cooling glass and the gentle clink of tools echo softly as vibrant vases, stained glass panels, and shimmering beads take form. In the textile houses, weavers work tirelessly at their looms, creating elaborate tapestries and brocades that tell stories of history, myth, and faith. The vibrant colors and complex patterns speak of cultural richness and deep artistic tradition, painstakingly woven thread by thread. Yet, despite their dedication, these artisans face a world rapidly evolving around them. The advent of new technologies, shifting economic powers, and changing tastes threaten to render many of these crafts obsolete. The old guilds, once the custodians of quality and training, find themselves challenged by the new order of commerce and innovation. Many workshops struggle to survive, their masters forced to pass down secrets in hushed tones or risk losing their heritage forever. Some craftsmen turn to adapting their skills for emerging industries, while others cling stubbornly to tradition, determined to keep their arts alive. This chapter of our story reflects on the resilience of these disappearing crafts and the bittersweet reality of progress. As you settle into this tale, picture the flickering candlelight casting shadows across workshop walls lined with tools and unfinished masterpieces. Hear the whispered conversations of apprentices, eager to learn, and masters imparting wisdom, their voices blending with the gentle sounds of creation. Let the slow, steady rhythm of hammer, loom, and brush soothe your mind, carrying you deeper into relaxation and restful sleep. Here, in the quiet heart of Renaissance craftsmanship, find comfort and calm, an enduring legacy softly guiding you into dreams of artistry and history. As dawn breaks over the Renaissance cities, the soft light spills into workshops where artisans continue their age-old crafts, their hands moving with practiced grace, echoing centuries of tradition. Each workshop is a world of its own, a sanctuary where the past lives on in every carved detail, woven thread, and forged metal. Picture the woodworker's studio bathed in the golden glow of morning, sawdust dancing gently in the beams of sunlight streaming through leaded glass windows. The scent of freshly hewn timber fills the air, mingling with the faint aroma of beeswax polish applied lovingly to smooth surfaces. Here, hands shape wood into furniture that will grace palaces and humble homes alike, each piece a testament to skill and patience. Nearby, the delicate art of lace-making unfolds, thread after thread, intricately looped and knotted by nimble fingers into patterns both complex and elegant. This craft, passed down through generations of women, was once a vital part of fashion and status, adorning collars, cuffs, and veils with exquisite detail. In glass-making workshops, molten glass is shaped with precision and care, forming objects that capture light and imagination alike. The artisan's breath, tools, and steady hands transform fiery liquid into vases, beads, and stained glass that tell stories in color and translucence. The weaver's looms clatter rhythmically, threads intertwining to create vibrant tapestries that depict scenes from mythology, history, and daily life. Each tapestry is a woven narrative, a visual poem that connects viewers with the cultural heart of the Renaissance. Yet beneath this rich tapestry of creation lies a quiet tension, the looming shadow of change. The rise of mechanized production, shifting economic structures, and new cultural tastes threaten to erase these crafts from the fabric of society. Workshops that once thrived are now precarious, their survival dependent on patrons who value tradition amidst progress. Guilds struggle to maintain their authority, and many artisans face the painful choice between preserving heritage and embracing innovation. Some craftspeople adapt by incorporating new methods, while others hold fast to techniques that risk being lost to history. This part of our story reflects on the human spirit behind these crafts, the resilience, dedication, and love poured into each creation despite the odds. As you settle into this narrative, imagine the soft sounds of creation, the rhythmic tapping of tools, the whisper of thread passing through fingers, the gentle clinking of glass, and let these familiar rhythms soothe your mind. Let the stories of his disappearing crafts cradle you gently, carrying you into deep, peaceful sleep, surrounded by the enduring beauty of Renaissance artistry. As the afternoon light filters softly through stained glass windows, casting colorful patterns across the wooden beams and stone floors of Renaissance workshops, The artisans within continue to weave the last threads of centuries-old traditions. These workshops, brimming with the scent of oils, wood, and molten metal, are sanctuaries where time seems to slow and craftsmanship takes center stage. Imagine the soft tap of a hammer shaping delicate silver into intricate jewelry, the metal glowing warmly in the flickering light of oil lamps. Each curve and detail is a testament to the artisan's mastery, painstakingly forged to create heirlooms that would carry stories across generations. In a nearby studio, the rhythmic clatter of looms fills the air as weavers bring to life elaborate tapestries, their fingers moving deftly to intertwine threads dyed in vibrant hues. These tapestries were more than decoration. They were visual narratives, chronicling tales of gods, heroes, and everyday life with every woven pattern. The scent of freshly tanned leather mingles with the earthy aroma of dyed fabrics in the workshops of saddlers and tailors, where hands shape and stitch materials into garments and accoutrements fit for nobility. Fine embroidery, lace, and beadwork adorn these creations, each stitch a labor of love and an expression of cultural identity. Yet, as these artisans labor with devotion, the world outside their workshops is shifting rapidly. The advent of printing presses, mechanized looms, and mass production technologies threatens to eclipse the delicate arts of handcraftsmanship. Guilds once powerful in regulating trade and preserving quality now face waning influence, their members grappling with a future uncertain and uncharted. Many skilled craftsmen find themselves at a crossroads, forced to adapt or risk their crafts fading into obscurity. This part of our story delves into the resilience of these artisans, their determination to preserve beauty and skill despite the tides of change. Picture the quiet resolve of a master craftsman imparting secrets to a young apprentice, their hands guiding one another in the delicate dance of learning and creation. Hear the soft whispers of dedication, the shared pride in each finished piece, and the unspoken hope that these traditions will endure. As you breathe deeply, let the gentle cadence of creation, the tap of tools, the rustle of fabric, the soft murmur of instruction soothe your mind and body. Let the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance cradle you, carrying you softly into restful sleep, surrounded by the echoes of artistry, heritage, and human spirit. As evening falls softly over the Renaissance cities, the fading light casts long shadows across the workshops where artisans continue their timeless crafts. In these quiet sanctuaries of creation, the interplay of light and shadow highlights the delicate tools and materials that shape the very essence of an era's artistry. Imagine the glow of candlelight flickering against stone walls, illuminating a master calligrapher's hand as it glides gracefully over parchment. The slow, deliberate strokes weave letters into beautiful scripts, transforming words into art that captures knowledge, faith, and culture. In a nearby studio, the soft scratch of quills accompanies the careful mixing of inks, vivid blues, rich reds, and shimmering golds, used to adorn illuminated manuscripts. These precious books, painstakingly crafted by hand, were treasured possessions that preserved the wisdom and stories of the time. The air is thick with the scent of fresh ink, vellum, and beeswax, mingling with the subtle aromas of wood smoke and candle tallow. Every breath seems to carry the weight of history and the promise of creativity. Meanwhile, in the metal worker's forge, the glowing embers cast a warm light on the faces of craftsmen, shaping delicate filigree, armor, and intricate locks. The steady rhythm of hammer on anvil, the hiss of quenching steel, and the careful polishing of surfaces reveal a world where strength and beauty are forged hand in hand. The weaver's looms creak gently, the vibrant colors of silk and wool intertwining into patterns that speak of tradition, symbolism, and aesthetic mastery. These textiles not only clothed bodies, but told stories, communicated status, and carried the artistic vision of entire communities. Yet beyond the workshops, the winds of change blow relentlessly. The rise of printing presses and mechanized manufacturing threatens to sweep away the fragile threads of handcrafted artistry. Market demands shift, and many crafts face extinction, their secrets at risk of being lost forever. Guild halls grow quieter, apprentices fewer, and the delicate knowledge once passed through generations begins to fade like the setting sun. This part of the story reflects on the bittersweet beauty of these disappearing crafts, their richness and fragility, their triumphs and vulnerabilities. As you drift into this narrative, envision the soft sounds of creation, the gentle scratch of pen on parchment, the tap of hammer on metal, the rhythmic weaving of threads. each a lullaby soothing your mind. Let the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance cradle you in their timeless embrace, guiding your thoughts gently toward restful sleep. Here, in the twilight of tradition, find peace, calm, and a connection to the enduring spirit of human creativity. As night envelops the Renaissance city, the workshops grow quiet, yet their stories linger in the stillness, echoes of centuries of craftsmanship whispered through the shadows. In these sanctuaries of creation, the delicate interplay of light and shadow reveals the soul of the crafts that shaped a civilization. Imagine the soft glow of lanterns illuminating a master painter's studio, where pigments ground from precious minerals and plants wait patiently to be transformed into vivid colors. The artist's brush moves with reverence, layering strokes that will capture the delicate balance of light, shadow, and emotion. Nearby, the faint scent of linseed oil mingles with the warmth of wood and stone, a sensory reminder of centuries of artistic devotion. On easels, canvases, and panels depict scenes of myth, religion, and daily life, each telling stories that transcend time. In the quieter corners, skilled hands weave tapestries with threads dyed in rich hues, the fabric slowly coming alive with intricate patterns that speak of heritage and identity. The rhythmic motion of the loom is a soothing hum in the night, a lullaby of patience and precision. In metal workshops, the forge's embers flicker as craftsmen shape ornate jewelry, delicate filigree, and finely crafted tools that blend utility with beauty. The clang of hammer and anvil may have softened, but the spirit of creation remains steadfast. Yet the pressure of progress looms large, threatening these fragile arts with obsolescence. The march of mechanization and changing tastes have begun to unravel centuries of tradition, casting uncertainty over the future of handcrafted mastery. Guilds that once nurtured talent and ensured quality now struggle to maintain relevance, their halls echoing with the voices of a dwindling generation of artisans. Many crafts teeter on the edge of extinction, their secrets held only by a few determined guardians. This part of our story reflects the bittersweet beauty of preservation and loss, the tension between holding on and letting go. As you settle into this tale, imagine the quiet sounds of creation in the twilight, the gentle brush on canvas, the soft hum of weaving, the delicate tapping of tools. These sounds, like whispered prayers, soothe your thoughts and guide you toward deep, peaceful sleep. Let the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance envelop you in their timeless embrace, carrying you gently into dreams of artistry, history, and human spirit. Under the quiet cloak of night, the Renaissance workshops rest, but the legacy of their artisans remains vibrant in memory and whispered stories. The delicate arts and crafts, once the heartbeat of cities like Florence and Venice, continue to inspire awe and reverence, even as time moves inexorably forward. Imagine wandering through a moonlit workshop, where the faint glow of candlelight flickers against walls lined with tools and half-finished masterpieces. The air carries the faint scent of oils, wood, and metal, a sensory tapestry woven by centuries of dedicated craft. Visualize the soft touch of a master engraver as they delicately carve patterns into precious metals, the rhythmic tap of their hammer echoing softly like a heartbeat. Each stroke is precise and intentional, a testament to the skill and patience honed over decades. Nearby, the gentle clatter of a loom accompanies the weaving of vibrant tapestries, their threads catching the candlelight and creating shifting patterns of color and shadow. These fabrics tell stories of battles fought, love won and lost, and the ever-changing tapestry of human life. The glow of a glassblower's furnace casts warm light on their focused face, as they coax molten glass into delicate forms with breath and careful movements. Fragile yet enduring, their creations catch and refract light, holding the promise of beauty and resilience. Yet beneath this quiet beauty lies the melancholy reality of crafts slipping away, displaced by industrial progress and changing economies. Artisans face dwindling apprenticeships, fading guilds, and the encroachment of mechanization that threatens the very essence of their work. This chapter reflects on the courage and resilience of those who strive to keep these traditions alive, the torchbearers of a fading world. As you settle into this story, listen for the soft sounds of creation, the gentle tap of tools, the whisper of threads, the breath of glass, and let these lull you into deep relaxation. Allow the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance to cradle you gently, guiding your mind into restful sleep, wrapped in the timeless embrace of human creativity and spirit. As the night reaches its deepest hours, the Renaissance workshops fall silent, but the legacy of the disappearing crafts continues to echo softly through history. These crafts, once the lifeblood of vibrant cities, centers of innovation, culture, and human expression, now linger in quiet memory and delicate artifacts. Imagine yourself standing in a moonlit studio, the faint glow of candlelight revealing shelves lined with finely crafted tools, unfinished pieces, and sketches that hint at forgotten techniques. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint scent of aged wood, polished metals, and fragrant oils, a sensory reminder of centuries of dedication and skill. See the worn hands of a master craftsman, now resting after a lifetime of creation, their touch once shaping beauty from raw materials with precision and love. Each curve, each stitch, each carved detail was a dialogue between artist and medium, a silent story told through form and texture. The workshop walls seem to breathe the stories of apprentices learning, masters teaching, and a community bound by shared passion and purpose. Yet now the echoes grow faint, as modernity ushers in new ways and old arts quietly fade. The delicate balance between preserving tradition and embracing change is a challenge faced by artisans through the ages. Some crafts survive through revival and reinvention, while others remain treasures known only to history's quiet pages. As you wander through this imagined world, let the soft sounds of creation, the tapping of tools, the weaving of threads, the gentle blowing of glass, wash over you like a lullaby. Allow the spirit of these disappearing crafts to cradle your mind and body, guiding you gently into deep, restful sleep. In this tranquil space between past and present, find peace, renewal, and a connection to the enduring human spirit. Rest now, embraced by history, artistry, and the quiet beauty of traditions preserved in memory and dream. Sleep peacefully, carried softly into the night by the timeless lullaby of the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance. And so our journey through the disappearing crafts of the Renaissance comes to a gentle close. Thank you for joining me in this reflective exploration of artistry, tradition, and change. Now let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next captivating tale, Forgotten Legends of the Norse Sagas. Find a comfortable place, relax, and let the story gently carry you away. Close your eyes and imagine the rugged landscapes of Scandinavia, vast fjords carved by glaciers, towering mountains shrouded in mist, and dense forests whispering ancient secrets. Here, in this land of raw beauty and harsh winters, the Norse people lived lives intertwined with nature, myth, and the relentless struggle for survival. The Norse Sagas, a collection of epic tales passed down through generations, weave stories of gods and heroes, voyages across stormy seas, fierce battles, and the profound mysteries of fate and honor. These sagas were more than mere stories. They were the fabric of Norse identity, a bridge between the mortal world and the divine, and a guide for living in a world where danger and wonder existed side by side. Imagine a longhouse nestled among snow-dusted pines, its hearth blazing warmly as elders recount tales to rapt listeners gathered in the flickering firelight. The crackle of flames, the murmur of voices, and the occasional roar of a wolf outside set the scene for stories that have shaped legends. The forgotten legends we explore are those that time nearly swallowed, tales overshadowed by the more famous exploits of gods like Odin, Thor, and Loki, yet rich with wisdom, mystery, and deep emotion. These stories reveal the values, fears, and hopes of a people who look to the skies, seas, and forests for signs and guidance. Picture the heroes, warriors clad in leather and chainmail, wielding axes and swords forged in fiery smithies. They navigate treacherous fjords and uncharted lands, their courage and cunning tested by gods and monsters alike. Yet beyond battles and adventures, these sagas also tell of love and loss, loyalty and betrayal, and the eternal quest for meaning in a transient world. As you settle into the story, let the rugged beauty of the Norse world envelop you, the crisp air, the deep shadows, and the shimmering northern lights painting the sky. Allow the forgotten legends to whisper their ancient lullabies, guiding you gently into peaceful sleep beneath the watchful eyes of the gods. As the pale light of dawn breaks over the fjords, the Norse world awakens, harsh, beautiful, and steeped in ancient lore. Imagine the crisp air filled with the scent of pine and salt from the sea, the distant call of seabirds soaring above jagged cliffs. This is the land that shaped the stories passed down through generations, stories that spoke not only of gods and battles, but of the human heart's resilience. The forgotten legends are often those told in quiet moments, away from the grand halls and thunderous feasts. Stories of everyday heroes, humble farmers, and brave explorers who dared to venture beyond the known world. These tales carry lessons wrapped in mystery, reflecting a people's deep connection to the land, sea, and sky. Picture a small village nestled in a sheltered cove, where fishermen prepare their boats and families gather for dawn prayers to Njord, the god of the sea. Here, the sagas tell of quiet courage, of men who faced the roaring ocean's fury with nothing but skill and faith. One such legend speaks of a fisherman named Eric, whose simple life was transformed by an encounter with a mysterious sea creature, a guardian of the depths. This creature, neither friend nor foe, challenged Eric's understanding of the natural and supernatural worlds, teaching him humility and respect for forces beyond human control. Imagine the flicker of firelight as Eric shares his tale with the villagers, words flowing like the waves, painting vivid pictures of his journey beneath the stormy sky. The village listens, captivated, knowing that these stories bind them to their ancestors and to the very spirit of the sea. These forgotten legends also explore the realms of magic and fate, where seers and sorcerers weave spells and prophecy, shaping destinies as surely as the sword shapes flesh. The sagas reveal a world where the boundaries between reality and myth blur, and where every shadow may hold a secret. As you drift into this tale, imagine the haunting melody of a lone skald singing ancient verses beneath the moon, his voice carrying over frozen fields and silent forests. Let the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas envelop you, their rhythms and mysteries lulling you gently toward peaceful sleep under the northern stars. As the cold winds sweep over the snow-covered forests and mountains of the Norse lands, the ancient sagas come alive with stories of gods, mortals, and the intertwining fates that bind them. These legends, passed down through generations, are a tapestry woven from the threads of adventure, love, tragedy, and triumph, echoing across time and space. Picture a lone warrior named Sigurd, whose tale is often overshadowed by grander epics, yet whose courage and humanity shine with remarkable clarity. Sigurd's journey begins in a quiet village, nestled among towering pines and icy streams, where the simple rhythms of life mask the extraordinary destiny awaiting him. From a young age, Sigurd displayed a strength and resolve beyond his years, training tirelessly with sword and shield beneath the watchful eyes of his elders. His heart, however, was as tender as it was fierce, a quality that would both guide and challenge him in the trials ahead. One fateful day, Sigurd learns of a dragon guarding a hoard of treasure, an ancient beast whose presence casts a shadow over the land, and whose defeat promises glory and fortune. This legend, while familiar, takes on new depth as we explore Sigurd's internal struggles, the burden of fate, the weight of honor, and the desire for a life beyond the endless battles. Imagine the tension in the air as Sigurd prepares for his quest, the solemn prayers whispered by his family, and the last embraces shared beneath the northern lights. The night sky shimmers with ethereal colors, as if the gods themselves watch over the warrior's path. Sigurd's journey through dense forests, treacherous mountains, and dark caves is fraught with peril, yet also moments of profound beauty and unexpected kindness. Encounters with mystical creatures, wise elders, and loyal companions enrich his quest, weaving a narrative that is as much about inner growth as external conquest. These forgotten legends illuminate the complex humanity of the Norse, warriors and poets, mystics and farmers, each navigating a world where gods intervene, fate looms large, and every choice carries weight. As you listen, picture the crackling of a hearth fire in a longhouse, the soft murmur of voices recounting Sigurd's tale, and the gentle hush of falling snow outside. Let the rhythms of this ancient saga cradle your mind, easing you gently into peaceful sleep beneath the watchful stars of the north. As the crisp air settles over the fjords and forests, the saga of Sigurd continues, a tale woven with threads of valor, fate, and the delicate balance between humanity and the divine. Picture the early morning mist curling over the valleys, the soft rustle of leaves, and the distant call of ravens, all setting the stage for a journey both perilous and profound. Sigurd's quest to confront the dragon is more than a mere battle. It is a passage through fear, doubt, and the search for meaning in a world ruled by unpredictable gods and unforgiving nature. Each step forward is weighted with anticipation and the quiet courage of a man determined to carve his destiny from the fabric of legend. Visualize the preparation, the sharpening of swords, the donning of armor forged with intricate designs, the solemn blessings from the village seer, whose words carry the weight of prophecy and hope. The longhouse is filled with a mix of silence and murmured prayers as loved ones offer their farewells, their eyes reflecting both pride and worry. As Sigurd ventures into the wild, the landscape itself seems alive. Ancient trees whisper secrets, icy rivers gleam with hidden dangers, and the howling wind carries voices of ancestors guiding his path. Along the way, he encounters mystical beings. Some aid him with wisdom, others challenge his resolve, each encounter deepening his understanding of the world and himself. Imagine a quiet moment by a campfire beneath a star-filled sky, where Sigurd reflects on his journey, the weight of legacy pressing gently on his shoulders, yet his spirit burning bright with determination. The crackling flames and the vastness of the northern heavens evoke a sense of both insignificance and grandeur, a reminder of the fleeting nature of life and the enduring power of stories. These forgotten legends reveal not just feats of strength and heroism, but the intricate emotions and philosophies that shaped Norse culture, themes of honor, sacrifice, loyalty, and the acceptance of fate. As you listen, feel the soft glow of twilight settling around you, the gentle sway of trees, and the whisper of ancient sagas guiding your thoughts into a state of calm and restfulness. Let the story of Sigurd, the quiet hero of the forgotten Norse legends, carry you gently into peaceful sleep beneath the endless northern sky. As the dawn slowly breaks across the rugged northern landscape, the saga of Sigurd unfolds further, a tale of courage, destiny, and the eternal dance between mortal will and divine intervention. The sun's pale light glimmers on icy rivers and frost-kissed pines, casting long shadows that seem to breathe with ancient secrets. Imagine Sigurd standing on the edge of a dense forest, his breath visible in the crisp morning air, as he prepares to enter the unknown realms where myth and reality entwine. Every leaf, every whisper of wind seems charged with significance, as if the land itself watches, waiting to test the hero's resolve. The path ahead is fraught with peril, twisting trails that lead through dark woods, across roaring streams, and over jagged peaks where the air thins and the sky stretches vast and endless. Sigurd's footsteps echo softly on moss-covered stones, his senses alert to every sound, the snap of a twig, the distant howl of a wolf, the flutter of wings overhead. Along the journey, he encounters ancient runes etched into stone pillars, mysterious symbols that tell stories of gods, fate, and forgotten magic. These markings, worn by time but potent with power, guide Sigurd deeper into the mysteries of his quest. In a secluded glade, Sigurd meets a wise seeress, her eyes reflecting the depths of the cosmos. She speaks in riddles and poetry, her words both a warning and a blessing, revealing glimpses of the challenges and triumphs that await. Imagine the soft flicker of her firelight against the dark forest, the scent of burning herbs mingling with the crisp night air, and the profound silence that envelops this sacred meeting place. The saga reveals not only the outward journey, but the inner transformation, the forging of character, the grappling with fear and doubt, and the emergence of true strength born of humility and resolve. As you listen, feel the gentle embrace of the northern wilderness, the whispering trees, the flowing waters, and the endless sky, cradling you softly, inviting calm and deep rest. Let the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas carry you into a world where myth and history merge, guiding you gently toward peaceful sleep beneath the eternal northern lights. As the sun dips low behind the fjords, casting golden hues across the rugged landscape, Sigurd's journey carries him deeper into the mysteries of Norse legend and life. The air is crisp and carries the scent of pine and earth, mingled with the distant roar of waterfalls cascading into hidden valleys below. Imagine the warrior's footsteps softening on mossy ground as he approaches an ancient stone circle, weathered by countless winters and centuries of silent witness. The stones stand tall and imposing, etched with runes that shimmer faintly in the twilight, whispering secrets of fate, magic, and forgotten gods. Here, Sigurd pauses, feeling the weight of history pressing gently on his shoulders, a reminder that his path is part of a larger story, one written not only in blood and battle, but in the delicate threads of honor, loyalty, and sacrifice. Imagine the quiet solitude of this sacred place, the only sounds the whisper of wind through the trees and the distant cry of a lone eagle soaring high above. Sigurd kneels, placing a hand upon the ancient stones, seeking guidance and strength from the forces that shaped his world. The sagas tell us that these moments of reflection and connection were as vital as the fierce clashes of battle, times when heroes communed with the divine and prepared their spirits for the trials ahead. Picture the glow of a small fire flickering nearby, its warmth contrasting with the cool evening air, and the soft murmur of a skald reciting verses that honor the gods and ancestors. The poetry weaves through the night like a gentle breeze, carrying tales of valor, wisdom, and the unbreakable bonds of kinship. Sigurd's tale is a mosaic of light and shadow, moments of triumph and despair, courage and vulnerability, strength and compassion. It reflects the Norse understanding that life is a tapestry of intertwined fates, where every thread matters. As you listen, let the peaceful rhythms of this ancient story wash over you. The rustle of leaves, the crackle of fire, the gentle cadence of spoken word. Allow the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas to guide your mind into restful sleep, wrapped in the quiet majesty of the northern night. As the night deepens over the Norse lands, a serene stillness blankets the rugged terrain, the fjords reflecting the shimmer of distant stars, and the forests standing as silent witnesses to centuries of myth and memory. In this tranquil world, the stories of forgotten heroes and ancient gods whisper through the wind, weaving a tapestry of legend and reality that beckons you into a realm beyond time. Imagine Sigurd, weary yet resolute, seated beside a crackling fire, its amber glow casting dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls of a secluded cabin. The air is crisp, filled with the scent of pine smoke and the earthy aroma of damp wood, mingling with the quiet sounds of nocturnal creatures stirring in the surrounding wilderness. Before him lies a weathered scroll, its faded ink carrying the wisdom of ages, tales of valor, sacrifice, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. As he unrolls the parchment, the flickering flames illuminate scenes of gods and mortals, entwined in epic deeds, their fates etched into the very fabric of the saga. Picture the delicate brushstrokes of a skald's voice weaving through the night, each word a thread binding past and present, legend and life. These forgotten sagas speak not only of battles and conquests, but also of love, loss, hope, and the enduring human spirit that defies time. Sigurd's tale continues to unfold, a journey marked by moments of profound reflection and fierce determination. His encounters with mystical beings and tests of character reveal a depth of courage that transcends mere strength, embracing wisdom and compassion. Imagine the northern lights shimmering overhead, their ethereal colors dancing across the sky, a celestial ballet that mirrors the intricate patterns of fate woven by the gods. This cosmic display serves as a backdrop to Sigurd's saga, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the small yet significant role each soul plays within it. As you listen, feel the gentle rhythm of the story soothing your mind, the crackle of fire, the whisper of wind through the trees, the soft cadence of ancient verse, guiding you toward peaceful slumber. Let the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas cradle you in their timeless embrace, carrying you gently into dreams filled with wonder, strength, and quiet peace beneath the vast northern sky. Under the serene blanket of night, the Norse world breathes quietly, the gentle sway of ancient trees, the distant murmur of cascading waters, and the ethereal glow of the northern lights painting the sky with otherworldly colors. Within this tranquil embrace, the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas continue to unfold, inviting you to journey deeper into a realm where myth and reality intertwine. Picture Sigurd traversing shadowed forests, his footsteps muffled by layers of fallen leaves and soft moss. The cool air carries the scent of pine and earth, mingling with the faint whisper of ancient magic that lingers in the woods. He pauses beside a crystal-clear stream, its waters sparkling under the moonlight like scattered stars. Here he contemplates the trials ahead, the dragon's lair shrouded in darkness and danger, a place where fate will be tested and forged anew. The sagas speak of creatures both wondrous and fearsome, serpents with scales that shimmer like molten gold, spirits that guard sacred groves, and gods whose will shapes the destiny of men. These beings, neither wholly good nor evil, challenge heroes to confront their deepest fears and greatest hopes. Imagine the flicker of firelight from a nearby campsite, where comrades share quiet tales and songs, their voices weaving a comforting tapestry against the vast wilderness. The camaraderie and courage found in these moments highlight the enduring bonds that sustain even the loneliest of warriors. As Sigurd's journey continues, the sagas reveal the complexity of his character, the interplay of strength and vulnerability, pride and humility, destiny and choice. His story is not only one of battle, but of growth, understanding, and the relentless pursuit of honor in a world fraught with uncertainty. Let the gentle cadence of the saga's words wash over you, the rustling leaves, the distant howl of wolves, the soft murmur of flowing water, each sound a note in the lullaby of ancient times. Allow the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas to cradle your mind and body, guiding you softly into restful sleep beneath the shimmering northern lights and the timeless sky of the north. As the long northern night deepens, the vast skies over fjords and forests shimmer with the soft dance of the aurora borealis. The air is crisp and filled with the scent of pine and frozen earth, creating a serene backdrop for the ancient tales whispered through generations. Imagine Sigurd journeying through snow-laden valleys and across frozen rivers, his breath forming clouds in the cold air. The crunch of his footsteps on crisp snow echoes in the stillness, a steady rhythm accompanying his resolve to face the trials laid before him. Along his path, the saga unfolds rich encounters, with wise elders sharing cryptic advice, enigmatic spirits guiding his way, and fierce beasts testing his mettle. Each meeting is layered with symbolism, revealing the Norse belief in the delicate balance between man, nature, and the divine. The sagas tell of Sigurd's inner struggles, moments of doubt, bursts of courage, and a heart torn between duty and desire. These complexities give the legend a profound humanity, making the hero not just a figure of myth, but a reflection of our own journeys. Visualize the soft glow of a distant fire as Sigurd finds shelter in a humble village, where the warmth of community offers brief respite from his arduous quest. The crackle of flames, the murmur of voices, and the scent of hearty stew create a scene of comfort amid the wilderness. Yet the shadow of fate looms large. Each choice Sigurd makes steers him closer to confrontation and transformation. The sagas remind us that destiny is not fixed but shaped by courage, wisdom, and the acceptance of life's fleeting nature. As you listen, let the gentle sounds of the northern wilderness, the whisper of wind, the rustle of branches, the distant howl of wolves, envelop you. Allow the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas to soothe your mind and body, guiding you gently into deep, peaceful sleep beneath the eternal northern sky. As the long night wanes and the first pale light of dawn touches the snow-covered peaks, the saga of Sigurd reaches its profound and timeless conclusion. The quiet stillness of the northern wilderness embraces the tale, wrapping it in a gentle hush that invites reflection and peace. Imagine Sigurd standing on a rocky promontory, overlooking a vast fjord, the waters below shimmering like liquid silver beneath the awakening skog. His journey, marked by courage, wisdom, and resilience, has transformed him, not only as a warrior, but as a man deeply connected to the threads of fate and the forces that shape existence. The ancient stones beneath his feet seem to pulse with the memories of ancestors and gods, their silent song a testament to the enduring spirit of the Norse people. Sigurd's story, while filled with trials and triumphs, is also a meditation on the passage of time, the cycles of life and death, loss and renewal, endings and beginnings. Picture the northern lights fading as the sun rises, casting warm hues of pink and gold across the horizon. The natural world awakens, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant call of birds, and the gentle flow of streams, each a symbol of hope and continuity. In this quiet dawn, Sigurd finds solace and acceptance, a profound understanding that while fate guides us, our choices carve the paths we walk. His saga, once forgotten among grander tales, now stands as a beacon of the human spirit's capacity for growth, courage, and grace. As you listen, allow the soft sounds of morning in the north, the gentle breeze, the babbling brook, the awakening forest, to soothe your senses and ease your mind. Let the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas cradle you gently, carrying you softly into restful sleep or peaceful awakening, enveloped in the timeless beauty of the northern skies. Rest now, embraced by history, myth, and the quiet strength of a story well told. Sleep peacefully, carried on the wings of ancient whispers beneath the endless northern horizon. And so, our journey through the forgotten legends of the Norse sagas gently comes to an end. Thank you for joining me in this tranquil exploration of ancient tales and timeless wisdom. Now, let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next captivating story, the silent monuments of Central Asia. Find a comfortable spot, relax, and let the story softly carry you away. Close your eyes and imagine the vast expanse of Central Asia, a sweeping landscape of endless steppes, towering mountain ranges, and ancient deserts bathed in the soft glow of dawn. This land, once the crossroads of empires and cultures, is home to silent monuments that stand as enduring witnesses to the passage of time and the stories of forgotten civilizations. These monuments, stone structures, burial mounds, and enigmatic ruins, dot the landscape like scattered jewels, each one holding secrets waiting to be discovered. They are silent sentinels, preserving the echoes of ancient peoples whose names have faded from history, but whose legacies linger in the very stones beneath our feet. Imagine wandering across a windswept plain, the grass whispering softly as a gentle breeze carries the scents of sage and wildflowers. In the distance, the outline of a massive stone structure emerges, weathered by centuries of sun and wind, its purpose and origins shrouded in mystery. These monuments speak of a time when Central Asia was a vibrant hub of trade, culture, and spirituality, a place where the Silk Road wove together diverse peoples and ideas. Caravans laden with silk, spices, and stories traversed these lands, and the monuments served as markers, places of worship, or memorials to those who once called this vast region home. Picture the intricate carvings etched into stone walls, symbols and figures that hint at ancient beliefs, rituals, and artistic traditions long since lost. These silent stones invite contemplation, urging us to listen to the quiet tales they tell beneath the endless sky. As you settle into this story, let the vastness of Central Asia unfold around you. The endless horizon, the soft rustle of grass, and the timeless stillness of monuments standing watch over the land. Allow the silence of these ancient structures to soothe your mind, carrying you gently into restful sleep as you journey through a world both vast and intimate, ancient and eternal. As the soft light of morning spreads across the sweeping steppes and rugged mountains of Central Asia, the silent monuments stand steadfast, guardians of history and mystery, amid a landscape both harsh and breathtaking. Imagine the cool breeze carrying the scent of wild herbs and distant pine, mingling with the faint echoes of ancient footsteps along forgotten paths. These monuments, crafted from stone and earth, vary in shape and size, some towering above the plains as imposing burial mounds, others delicate in their intricate carvings and weathered reliefs. Each structure holds a story, a fragment of a civilization that flourished amidst the vastness of the Eurasian continent. Picture yourself walking slowly among these stones, running your fingers gently over the rough surfaces, feeling the textures worn smooth by centuries of wind and rain. The carvings, symbols of sun, moon, animals, and abstract patterns, speak a silent language, hinting at beliefs, rituals, and the deep spiritual connections of the people who built them. Central Asia was once a crossroads of cultures, from nomadic tribes and fierce warriors to traders and scholars who traveled the legendary Silk Road. These monuments reflect this vibrant tapestry, blending influences and traditions into a unique architectural and artistic heritage. Visualize a caravan slowly making its way across the vast steppe, camels laden with silk, spices, and precious metals, passing by these monuments as silent witnesses. The traders may have paused here to rest, to pay respects, or to seek protection on their perilous journeys. As you settle into the story, imagine the sounds of the steppe, the whisper of the wind through tall grasses, the distant call of birds of prey soaring above rugged cliffs, and the soft crunch of your footsteps on ancient soil. Let the stillness and grandeur of these silent monuments envelop your mind, inviting calm and deep relaxation. Allow the mysteries of Central Asia to wash over you, carrying you gently into restful sleep beneath the endless sky where history and nature intertwine. In timeless harmony, as the sun climbs higher over the expansive Central Asian steppes, the silent monuments stand resolute, weathered by time yet undiminished in their silent grandeur. Imagine the endless horizon stretching out before you, a vast mosaic of grasses, wildflowers, and rugged hills, where the past lingers beneath the surface of the present. These monuments, often simple in form yet profound in meaning, serve as doorways to ancient worlds, gateways through which the stories of long-lost peoples reach us across centuries. Picture a massive kurgan, a burial mound rising proudly from the earth, its stones carefully placed to honor the dead and protect their passage to the afterlife. Feel the rough texture of the stones under your fingertips, each one a testament to human effort and reverence, placed with intention and care. The site echoes with the whispered prayers of ancestors, their voices carried on the wind that sweeps the open land. Central Asia's nomadic cultures, with their deep connection to the earth and sky, imbued these monuments with spiritual significance. They were not merely tombs, but sacred spaces, places of reflection, celebration, and communion with forces beyond the mortal realm. Visualize intricate petroglyphs etched into stone surfaces, images of horses, warriors, celestial symbols, and mythical creatures, each telling tales of courage, survival, and belief. These carvings invite contemplation, their meanings layered and profound, connecting us to the mysteries of ancient faith and ritual. Imagine the slow passage of time, the changing seasons painting the landscape in colors of gold, green, and white, while the monuments stand unmoved, witnesses to the ebb and flow of life. As you wander through this quiet landscape, the soft rustle of grass and distant calls of wildlife create a soothing soundtrack. Let the calm majesty of Central Asia's silent monuments enfold you, inviting a deep sense of peace and connection. Allow yourself to be carried gently by these ancient stones, their silent stories lulling you toward restful sleep beneath the vast, endless sky. As twilight descends over the vast Central Asian plains, the silent monuments begin to take on a new aura. Bathed in the soft golden light of the setting sun, they seem almost alive, whispering secrets to the wind. Imagine standing at the edge of one such ancient site, where time feels suspended and the stories of countless generations echo faintly through the air. These monuments, crafted with reverence and precision, mark the resting places of warriors, shamans, and leaders, figures whose deeds shaped the course of history in this sprawling land. Picture the great stone stelae rising from the earth, their surfaces carved with intricate designs, spirals, animals, and celestial motifs that tell tales of spiritual journeys and heroic feats. Feel the cool stone beneath your fingertips. Worn smooth by centuries of weather and human touch, each groove a testament to the skill and devotion of their creators. The carvings seem to dance in the fading light, shadows shifting to reveal hidden patterns and meanings. Central Asia was once a melting pot of cultures, nomads, traders, and conquerors mingling along the Silk Road, exchanging not only goods but stories, beliefs, and artistic traditions. The monuments reflect this rich tapestry, blending influences from distant lands into a unique and enduring heritage. Imagine the distant sound of hooves on soft earth as a caravan passes nearby. The rhythmic clatter a reminder of the trade routes that brought prosperity and cultural exchange. These silent stones stood witness to it all, silent but steadfast, guarding the memories of a vibrant past. As the sun dips below the horizon, the sky ignites with hues of pink, orange, and purple, casting a magical glow over the monuments. The cool evening air carries the scent of sage and wildflowers, mingling with the earthy aroma of the soil. Imagine the stars beginning to emerge, one by one, twinkling softly above the vast steppe, their light ancient and eternal. Under this celestial canopy, the monuments stand as timeless sentinels, connecting earth and sky, past and present. As you settle into this story, let the stillness of the twilight and the majesty of these silent monuments envelop your mind, soothing your thoughts and guiding you gently into restful sleep. Allow the quiet strength of Central Asia's ancient stones to cradle you, carrying you softly into dreams filled with history, mystery, and serene beauty beneath the endless sky. As night settles over the vast expanse of Central Asia, the silent monuments stand bathed in the gentle glow of moonlight, their forms softened yet still majestic against the star-studded sky. Imagine yourself walking slowly among these ancient stones, the cool air filled with the subtle scent of wild herbs and the distant murmur of a flowing stream. These monuments are not merely relics of stone and earth, but living testimonies to the lives and beliefs of those who came before us. They speak of a world where nature and spirit intertwined, where every carving and every mound was imbued with meaning, reverence, and a desire to connect with the eternal. Picture the intricate petroglyphs etched deeply into weathered rock faces, images of horses galloping across endless plains, fierce warriors poised for battle, and celestial bodies shining bright in the night sky. Each image is a story frozen in time, inviting you to decipher the mysteries held within their lines and curves. The monuments also mark sacred spaces, places of ritual, celebration, and remembrance where ancient peoples gathered to honor their gods, seek guidance, and celebrate the cycles of life and death. Imagine a circle of standing stones arranged with astronomical precision, aligning with the rising sun on the solstice, a testament to the deep understanding of the cosmos possessed by these long-gone cultures. Along the Silk Road, these monuments stood as silent waypoints, guiding travelers and traders through vast and often treacherous terrain. Imagine the caravanserais bustling with activity, the air thick with the mingling scents of spices, leather, and distant fires, while the monuments nearby bore silent witness to the comings and goings of countless souls. As you immerse yourself in this landscape, hear the gentle rustling of grass underfoot, the distant call of night birds, and the soft whisper of wind weaving through the ancient stones. Let these sounds and images envelop you, carrying you deeper into relaxation and restful sleep. Allow the silent monuments of Central Asia to cradle your mind and body, their timeless presence a soothing lullaby beneath the vast, endless sky. As the cool night air settles over the Central Asian steppes, the silent monuments rise like ancient guardians beneath a sky adorned with countless stars. Imagine the vastness of the landscape stretching endlessly before you, a sea of grasses gently swaying in the breeze, punctuated by weathered stones and earthen mounds that hold the whispers of long-forgotten civilizations. Each monument tells a story carved by human hands, tales of warriors, travelers, and spiritual seekers whose lives were entwined with the rhythms of the land and cosmos. Picture yourself tracing the intricate patterns etched into the stones, the spirals, animal figures, and celestial symbols that speak a language of faith, power, and mystery. The monuments are not isolated relics, but part of a vast network connecting places of significance, burial sites, ceremonial grounds, and ancient settlements. Imagine wandering through these sacred spaces where the past feels alive, the air thick with history, the ground beneath rich with stories. The peoples of Central Asia, from nomadic tribes to settled communities, viewed these monuments as bridges between worlds, the earthly and the divine, the living and the ancestral. These sites were places of pilgrimage and reverence, where rites and rituals forged bonds between the human and the sacred. Visualize a solitary figure standing by a fire near a stone circle, their silhouette outlined against the flickering flames as they perform ancient rites under the vast night sky. The crackling fire and chanting voices blend with the natural symphony of the wilderness, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, and the whisper of the wind. As you breathe in the cool air and listen to the quiet sounds, feel a profound connection to the enduring spirit of these lands and the peoples who shaped them. Allow the silent monuments to envelop you in their timeless embrace, soothing your mind and guiding you gently into restful sleep. Here, beneath the endless Central Asian sky, find peace in the echoes of history and the tranquil beauty of a world where past and present meet in quiet harmony. As the stars ignite across the vast Central Asian sky, the silent monuments stand as timeless sentinels, guardians of stories carved into stone and earth, whispering ancient secrets beneath the celestial tapestry. Imagine yourself wandering slowly through the quiet plains, the soft crunch of grass beneath your feet, and the cool night breeze carrying the scent of wild sage and pine. These monuments, ranging from towering burial mounds to delicate carved stones, mark the passage of countless generations, each one a chapter in the unfolding narrative of a land where history and myth entwine. Visualize the detailed petroglyphs, horses galloping, hunters poised with bows, celestial bodies shining, etched with care and reverence by ancestors whose hands sought to preserve their world for those yet to come. The steppe winds carry echoes of nomadic tribes, their horses thundering across open plains, and caravans traversing the ancient Silk Road, traders bringing not only goods but stories, beliefs, and dreams. These silent stones bore witness to the ebb and flow of civilizations, standing steady amid the changing tides of history. Imagine a solitary figure seated by a campfire, its flickering flames casting warm light on faces etched with the lines of age and wisdom. The quiet murmurs of stories passed down through generations weave a delicate thread connecting past to present, reminding us of the enduring human spirit. The monuments are also a testament to the spiritual beliefs that shaped these cultures, places where earth met sky, where the living communed with ancestors, and where the cycles of life and death were honored with profound ceremony. Picture an ancient ritual unfolding beneath a moonlit sky, the soft chant of prayers, the rhythmic beat of drums, and the sacred dance of firelight casting shadows on stone. As you listen, feel the gentle cadence of the steppe night, the rustling grasses, the distant howl of wolves, and the soft murmur of the wind through ancient trees. Let the silent monuments of Central Asia cradle you in their timeless embrace, guiding you gently into deep, peaceful sleep beneath the boundless northern sky. Under the vast canopy of the Central Asian night, the silent monuments stand as stoic witnesses to the passage of time, bearing the weight of history, mystery, and the delicate stories etched into their ancient stones. Imagine yourself moving slowly among these monuments, the cool air filled with the scent of wild herbs, fresh earth, and distant cedar. The monuments vary in form, some rising as massive earthen mounds, their shapes softened by centuries of wind and rain, others crafted from stone slabs, intricately carved with patterns and figures that hint at lost languages and forgotten beliefs. Each structure is a bridge across time, a silent narrative waiting to be understood. Picture the gentle play of moonlight on carved reliefs depicting hunters chasing prey, celestial bodies arranged in cosmic alignment, and symbols of life, death, and rebirth intertwined in sacred geometry. These images speak of a people deeply connected to the natural world and the cosmos, whose spirituality was expressed through these enduring markers. Central Asia's monuments were often aligned with the stars and seasons, serving not only as memorials, but as calendars and guides for agricultural and spiritual life. Imagine an ancient observatory where elders watch the skies, interpreting the movement of planets and stars to predict the changing seasons and guide the community's rituals. Visualize the distant sound of a shaman's chant drifting across the steppe, blending with the rustling grass and the soft murmur of a nearby stream. The chant, rhythmic and hypnotic, weaves through the night air, connecting the living with their ancestors and the unseen forces of nature. As you listen, feel the calm of this ancient land enveloping you, the quiet strength of stones and earth, the infinite sky stretching above, and the gentle pulse of life continuing through the ages. Let the silent monuments cradle your thoughts and body, guiding you into a restful sleep filled with dreams of history, mystery, and serene beauty. Rest beneath the endless Central Asian sky, embraced by the timeless stories whispered softly by the land itself. As the night deepens over the endless Central Asian plains, the silent monuments seem to glow softly beneath the tapestry of stars. Imagine yourself walking slowly through this vast landscape, the cool breeze carrying the delicate scents of wild sage, cedar, and damp earth. These monuments, standing steadfast against the passage of time, are more than stone and earth. They are stories frozen in form, memories etched into the landscape by hands long gone, but not forgotten. Visualize towering kurgans, earthen burial mounds, that rise like gentle hills, their surfaces covered in grasses swaying in rhythm with the wind. Run your fingers along weathered stone markers, tracing the intricate carvings that tell of battles, spiritual rites, and the cycles of life and death. Each symbol, a horse, a sun, a serpent, carries meaning layered and profound, a silent language waiting to be read by those patient enough to listen. Imagine the steppe's vastness stretching to the horizon, where the rising moon casts silver light across the undulating grasslands, illuminating the monuments in a mystical glow. These silent witnesses have seen empires rise and fall, caravans cross endless distances, and the ebb and flow of nomadic life through the ages. Picture a shaman standing beside a stone altar, performing ancient rites to honor ancestors and seek protection for the tribe. The low chant echoes softly through the night air, mingling with the sounds of distant wolves and the gentle rustle of leaves. As you listen, feel the profound stillness of the night, a silence that is alive with history, spirit, and the quiet pulse of the earth beneath your feet. Let the stories held by these silent monuments cradle your thoughts and guide you gently into restful sleep. Here, beneath the endless sky and the watchful stars, find peace in the timeless embrace of Central Asia's ancient stones and the stories they keep. As the first light of dawn gently brushes the vast Central Asian steppes, the silent monuments stand bathed in a soft golden glow, timeless sentinels in a land where history and nature merge in quiet harmony. Imagine the cool morning breeze carrying the delicate scent of wildflowers and fresh earth, wrapping the landscape in a serene embrace that invites reflection and peace. These monuments, though silent in voice, speak volumes through their presence, testaments to the lives, beliefs, and stories of those who came before. Picture the intricate carvings catching the morning light, the patterns of animals, celestial symbols, and ancient script, each a fragment of a world once vibrant with ritual and meaning. Visualize the gentle rustle of grass as the wind sweeps across the plains, carrying the echoes of ancient songs and whispered prayers once offered here. These stones and mounds are not merely relics. They are the heartbeats of a culture whose rhythms still pulse beneath the surface of the land. As the sun rises higher, casting long shadows that dance upon the earth, imagine the soft murmur of life stirring in the distance, the call of birds, the footsteps of animals, and the faint sound of water flowing through hidden streams. The landscape awakens slowly, mirroring the awakening of your mind and body, from a journey through time and tranquility. Reflect on the enduring spirit captured by these monuments, the resilience of a people, the continuity of culture, and the sacred bond between humanity and the earth. Their silent stories remind us that though time marches forward, the past remains ever present in the stones beneath our feet and the sky above our heads. As you rest now, enveloped by the peaceful vastness of Central Asia, allow the timeless presence of these ancient monuments to cradle you gently. Let their quiet strength and enduring beauty guide you into deep, restorative sleep, or a peaceful awakening filled with calm and clarity. Rest in the embrace of history, mystery, and nature's gentle rhythms, wrapped softly beneath the endless Central Asian sky. And so our journey through the silent monuments of Central Asia gently comes to a close. Thank you for joining me in this peaceful exploration of ancient stones and timeless stories. Now, let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next intriguing tale, the hidden chapels of European cathedrals. Find a cozy spot, relax, and let the story softly carry you away. Close your eyes and imagine stepping into the vast, echoing interior of a grand European cathedral, soaring vaulted ceilings, stained glass windows casting kaleidoscopic colors across cold stone floors, and the faint scent of incense lingering in the air. This majestic space, filled with centuries of faith and artistry, holds within it hidden chapels, secret sanctuaries tucked away from the public eye, whispering stories of devotion, mystery, and history. These chapels, often small and intimate, were places of private prayer, reflection, and sometimes clandestine gatherings. They are adorned with exquisite artworks, intricate carvings, and relics that speak of a time when faith was woven deeply into the fabric of daily life. Imagine the flicker of candlelight illuminating a small altar, the soft glow revealing delicate frescoes depicting saints and angels, their eyes seeming to follow your every movement. The walls, cool and ancient, hold the whispered prayers of countless souls seeking solace and grace. The hidden chapels tell stories not only of religion, but of power, art, and the human desire for connection to something greater. Some were commissioned by noble families as private places of worship, while others served as sanctuaries for those seeking refuge or healing. Picture the intricate stained glass windows filtering light in vibrant reds, blues, and golds, each pane a masterpiece telling biblical tales and saintly legends. The interplay of light and shadow creates a sacred atmosphere, inviting contemplation and peace. As you settle into this story, let the vastness of the cathedral and the intimacy of its hidden chapels envelop you. The echo of footsteps on marble, the scent of old wood and wick, and the gentle hum of ancient chants lingering in the air. Allow the sacred stillness of these hidden spaces to soothe your mind, carrying you gently into restful sleep as you journey through a world both grand and quietly profound. As soft light filters through towering stained glass windows, the hidden chapels within European cathedrals reveal their secrets. A world of artistry, devotion, and quiet mystery tucked away from the grand nave. Imagine stepping carefully along narrow corridors, the cool stone walls adorned with faded frescoes and ancient inscriptions, leading you to these secluded sanctuaries. These chapels, often built centuries ago, served as private spaces for prayer and contemplation, places where individuals and families sought connection with the divine, away from the bustle of the main congregation. Each chapel bears its unique story, reflected in the choice of saints depicted, the style of architecture, and the precious relics carefully preserved within. Picture the soft glow of flickering candles casting dancing shadows on gilded altars, their light revealing intricate woodwork and delicate sculptures carved with masterful skill. The air is thick with the scent of burning wax and ancient incense, evoking a sense of reverence and timelessness. Many chapels were commissioned by noble families as expressions of faith and status, their walls bearing heraldic symbols and memorial plaques honoring ancestors. Others served as dedicated spaces for particular guilds or religious orders, each with its own traditions and rituals that added layers to the cathedral's rich tapestry. Imagine the careful craftsmanship of vaulted ceilings painted with celestial scenes, the subtle play of light and shadow enhancing the spiritual atmosphere. The chapels invite visitors to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to feel the weight of centuries of prayer and contemplation. As you settle into this story, let the intimate beauty of these hidden chapels surround you, the quiet murmur of unseen voices, the soft echo of footsteps on worn stone, and the profound stillness that invites inner peace. Allow the sacred serenity of these secret spaces to cradle your mind, gently guiding you into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of saints and angels. As the golden light of late afternoon filters through stained glass, the hidden chapels within grand cathedrals come alive with a quiet, sacred energy, each space a world unto itself, filled with layers of history, faith, and artistry. Imagine wandering slowly through narrow, vaulted passages, your footsteps muffled by centuries-old stone, the air cool and tinged with the faint aroma of incense and beeswax. These chapels, often nestled in shadowed alcoves or behind ornate screens, reveal a more intimate side of cathedral life, spaces designed for solitude, for whispered prayers, and for the personal encounters between mortal and divine. Each chapel tells a unique story, carved and painted with devotion, reflecting the hopes and fears of those who once knelt before its altar. Picture delicate frescoes depicting saints and biblical scenes, their colors softened by time, but still vibrant with meaning. The intricate woodwork on choir stalls, the polished marble of altars, and the glint of precious metals catch the light in subtle ways, drawing the eye and inviting contemplation. Many chapels were dedicated to specific saints, whose legends and miracles offered comfort and inspiration. Imagine the chapel of Saint Cecilia, patroness of music, where musicians once gathered in hushed reverence, their instruments resting as soft echoes of sacred melodies lingered in the air. Or the chapel of Saint Christopher, protector of travelers, adorned with frescoes depicting journeys across treacherous seas and perilous roads, a reminder of faith's role in guiding those who venture beyond the familiar. These hidden chapels also hold relics, fragments of bone, cloth, or objects associated with saints, preserved with great care and veneration. Visualize the delicate reliquaries, jeweled and gilded, their precious contents inspiring awe and devotion in those who came seeking miracles or solace. As you settle into the story, let the sacred silence and gentle beauty of these hidden chapels envelop you, the soft glow of candlelight, the hushed murmur of prayer, and the enduring presence of faith carved in stone and spirit. Allow this serene world to cradle your mind, guiding you gently into restful sleep as you drift beneath the ancient arches and watchful eyes of saints. As twilight deepens and the cathedral's shadows grow long, the hidden chapels take on a mysterious and sacred aura. Imagine the flickering candlelight casting dancing shadows on ancient stone walls, illuminating delicate carvings and the gentle curves of vaulted ceilings. Each chapel is a microcosm of devotion, a quiet retreat where the faithful once sought solace from the world outside, a place to reflect, pray, and connect with the divine. Visualize the faint scent of incense lingering in the air, mingling with the cool stone and old wood, creating an atmosphere thick with history and reverence. Many chapels feature intricate altarpieces, sculpted scenes of passion, resurrection, and divine mercy, crafted by master artisans whose hands poured both skill and soul into their work. Imagine running your eyes over the delicate folds of carved drapery, the expressive faces frozen in eternal contemplation, and the subtle play of light and shadow that brings the scenes to life. These sacred spaces also bear witness to the ebb and flow of faith and power. Chapels commissioned by noble patrons who sought to leave a lasting spiritual and cultural legacy. Heraldic shields, family crests, and memorial plaques adorn walls and pillars, telling stories of lineage, devotion, and sometimes whispered intrigue. Picture a solitary monk or nun kneeling in prayer within a quiet chapel, their figure bathed in the soft glow of candlelight, their whispered prayers blending with the stillness. The chapel becomes a sanctuary not only from the outside world, but from the turmoil within, a place of peace and renewal. The hidden chapels, though often overlooked, are treasures of artistry and spirituality, spaces where history, faith, and human emotion converge in delicate harmony. As you listen, let the gentle rhythm of this sacred world, the soft flicker of flames, the cool echo of footsteps, the hushed breath of prayer, envelop you, guiding you into a restful sleep filled with calm and grace. Allow the hidden chapels of European cathedrals to cradle your thoughts and spirit, a quiet sanctuary beneath the vast heavens. As the night deepens over the majestic cathedrals, the hidden chapels glow softly with the warm flicker of candlelight, a beacon of faith, art, and quiet devotion amid the vastness of stone and shadow. Imagine yourself wandering through these sacred spaces, the gentle warmth of candles casting golden light upon ancient frescoes and carved altars, revealing stories etched in color and stone. Each chapel, a small universe of spirituality, holds within it centuries of prayers, hopes, and dreams whispered by countless souls seeking solace and grace. Visualize the worn marble floors beneath your feet, polished smooth by generations of footsteps, their stories invisible but ever present beneath the surface. The walls, adorned with delicate paintings of saints and angels, tell tales of miracles, sacrifice, and divine love. The colors, though softened by time, retain a vibrant life, reds glowing like embers, blues deep as the night sky, and golds shimmering like captured sunlight. Many chapels contain relics, holy fragments preserved with reverence, their containers ornate and precious, adorned with jewels and intricate metalwork. Picture the soft glow of light reflecting off these sacred objects, each one a tangible connection to the divine and the past. These chapels also served as places of refuge and reflection during tumultuous times, sanctuaries where the faithful could find peace away from the chaos of the outside world. Imagine the hush that settles in such a space, a silence so profound it feels like a gentle embrace, calming restless hearts and weary minds. As you breathe deeply, let the sacred stillness of these hidden chapels envelop you, the cool stone, the gentle flicker of flame, and the timeless echo of whispered prayers. Allow yourself to be cradled by the quiet beauty and deep history of these spaces, guiding you softly into restful sleep beneath the watchful eyes of saints and angels. Rest now in the sanctuary of stone and spirit, embraced by the hidden chapels of Europe's grand cathedrals, a timeless refuge for the soul. As dusk settles softly over the ancient cathedrals, the hidden chapels awaken in quiet splendor, a mosaic of faith, artistry, and whispered prayers that have echoed through centuries. Imagine yourself stepping into one of these secluded sanctuaries, where the cool stone walls are adorned with delicate frescoes, their colors deepened by the passage of time, yet vibrant with sacred stories. The flicker of candlelight casts dancing shadows across gilded altars and intricate carvings, illuminating scenes of saints and angels rendered with masterful skill. Feel the cool air, scented faintly with incense and aged wood, inviting a moment of reverence and calm. Each chapel holds a unique history, some commissioned by noble families seeking a private space for worship and remembrance, their coats of arms proudly displayed upon walls and stained glass. Others were dedicated to specific guilds or religious orders, their iconography reflecting the devotion and identity of the communities they served. Picture the quiet dedication of craftsmen who labored for years to create altarpieces carved from oak and marble, their hands shaping beauty from raw materials with devotion and precision. The delicate interplay of light and shadow brings these works to life, inviting quiet contemplation and spiritual reflection. Imagine the soft murmur of prayers spoken by monks and pilgrims, their voices blending with the stillness of stone and the subtle creak of ancient wood. These chapels have witnessed countless moments of joy, sorrow, hope, and faith, silent witnesses to the deepest human emotions. As you settle deeper into the story, let the sacred atmosphere enfold you, the gentle flicker of flames, the cool smoothness of stone, and the timeless embrace of devotion. Allow the hidden chapels of European cathedrals to cradle your thoughts and spirit, guiding you gently into peaceful, restorative sleep beneath the watchful eyes of saints and angels. Rest now in this sanctuary of history, art, and faith, a place where the soul finds quiet refuge amid the grandeur of stone and spirit. As the night deepens over the towering cathedrals, the hidden chapels reveal their timeless beauty, a blend of faith, art, and history, whispering softly beneath vaulted ceilings. Imagine walking slowly through a dimly lit passageway, the echo of your footsteps softened by centuries of stone and prayer. These chapels, tucked away from the bustling nave, offer an intimate glimpse into the spiritual lives of countless worshippers who sought refuge and solace within their walls. Visualize the intricate stained glass windows, filtering moonlight in hues of ruby, sapphire, and emerald, casting kaleidoscopic patterns upon the ancient stone floors. The walls are adorned with frescoes and tapestries, each telling stories of saints, martyrs, and angels, their expressions rendered with exquisite detail and emotion. The altars, carved from marble and wood, gleam softly in the candlelight, their surfaces etched with delicate patterns that speak of devotion and craftsmanship. Many chapels hold relics, sacred objects housed in ornate reliquaries, shimmering with gold and precious stones, objects that have inspired faith and wonder for generations. Imagine the soft glow of votive candles flickering gently beside these relics, their flames a symbol of enduring hope and reverence. Picture a solitary figure kneeling in prayer, their whispered words blending with the silence, filling the space with a sense of peace and sacredness. These chapels have witnessed countless such moments: joy, sorrow, gratitude, and longing, all etched into the very stones. As you settle into the story, let the serene beauty and quiet power of these hidden chapels envelop you, the gentle flicker of flame, the cool touch of stone, and the timeless presence of faith. Allow yourself to be cradled by this sacred space, guiding you gently into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of saints and angels. Rest now in this sanctuary of spirit and stone, a quiet refuge that has stood the test of time, a haven for the soul. Beneath the vaulted ceilings of Europe's grand cathedrals, the hidden chapels whisper stories of faith and artistry, quiet sanctuaries where time seems to pause and the soul finds solace. Imagine stepping softly into one of these secluded spaces, the scent of beeswax and aged wood mingling in the cool air, while flickering candlelight casts gentle shadows upon stone walls. These chapels, often tucked away behind ornate screens or narrow corridors, offer a sanctuary from the grandeur of the main cathedral, intimate spaces filled with personal devotion and quiet reflection. Visualize delicate tapestries woven with gold thread, depicting scenes of saints' lives and divine miracles, their intricate details inviting closer contemplation. The chapel's altars are masterpieces of craftsmanship, carved marble, gilded wood, and polished metals blending together to create a space both humble and majestic. Imagine the soft glow of votive candles illuminating relics housed in exquisite reliquaries, their surfaces sparkling with jewels and intricate filigree. Many chapels were dedicated to particular saints or patronages, their art and architecture reflecting the hopes, fears, and aspirations of the communities who built and cared for them. Picture a chapel dedicated to Saint Anne, protector of mothers and children, adorned with gentle images and soft hues that evoke comfort and nurturing. Others served as places of pilgrimage and healing, where the sick and weary came seeking miracles and respite. Imagine the hushed prayers, the gentle touch of a healer's hand, and the quiet faith that filled the air. As you settle into this story, feel the profound peace and sacredness that fills these hidden chapels, the coolness of stone beneath your fingertips, the warmth of candlelight on your skin, and the soft murmur of prayers long spoken. Allow the serene beauty of these spaces to cradle your mind and spirit, gently guiding you into restful sleep beneath the watchful eyes of saints and angels. Rest now, embraced by centuries of faith, artistry, and quiet devotion, a timeless refuge for the soul within the heart of Europe's cathedrals. As twilight deepens over the ancient cathedrals, the hidden chapels bathed in the soft glow of candlelight reveal layers of history, devotion, and artistry woven through the centuries. Imagine walking slowly through narrow aisles, your footsteps softened by centuries of stone and prayer, the air heavy with the scent of incense and aged wood. These chapels are more than architectural features. They are sacred spaces where countless souls have sought comfort, healing, and connection with the divine. Visualize the intricate carvings and frescoes that adorn the walls, each brushstroke and chisel mark infused with reverence and devotion. Many chapels contain relics, holy fragments enshrined in elaborate reliquaries, shimmering with gold, silver, and precious stones. Imagine the flickering candlelight reflecting off these treasures, casting dancing light across the faces of saints and angels depicted nearby. The chapels also serve as memorials, quiet places where families and communities remember loved ones, their hopes and prayers carved into stone and painted on walls. Picture the gentle murmur of prayers spoken in hushed tones, a timeless chorus echoing through the sacred space. As you breathe deeply, let the sacred atmosphere envelop you, the cool touch of ancient stone, the soft flicker of flame, and the profound silence filled with unseen presence. Allow yourself to be cradled by the quiet beauty and deep history of these chapels, guiding you gently into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of saints and angels. Rest now in the sanctuary of faith and art, a timeless refuge for the soul within Europe's grand cathedrals, a place where history and spirit intertwine in gentle harmony. As the first soft light of dawn filters through the stained glass windows, casting a gentle glow upon the hidden chapels, the quiet beauty of these sacred spaces is revealed in full splendor. Imagine the delicate colors, ruby reds, sapphire blues, and golden ambers, painting the stone floors and wooden altars in a celestial mosaic that seems to breathe with life. The silent chapels, tucked away from the bustling grandeur of the main cathedral, hold a sacred stillness, a sanctuary for reflection, prayer, and connection across centuries. Visualize the intricate carvings, frescoes, and tapestries, each a testament to the devotion, artistry, and faith of generations past. Feel the gentle warmth of candlelight flickering softly, the air scented with the faint trace of incense and aged wood, a timeless atmosphere that invites peace and reverence. These spaces have witnessed countless moments of hope, sorrow, joy, and quiet contemplation, their walls imbued with the prayers and whispers of the faithful. Imagine the faint echo of footsteps on worn stone, the soft murmur of a whispered prayer, and the distant ringing of a bell calling the faithful to a new day. The chapels stand as enduring symbols of faith and resilience, a bridge between past and present, earth and heaven. As you rest now in this sacred refuge, allow the serene beauty of the hidden chapels to cradle your mind and spirit. Let the stories carved in stone and painted in light lull you into a deep, restorative sleep, wrapped in the gentle embrace of history, art, and faith. Rest peacefully beneath the watchful eyes of saints and angels, embraced by the quiet grace of Europe's hidden chapels, a timeless sanctuary for the soul. And so our journey through the hidden chapels of European cathedrals gently comes to a close. Thank you for joining me in this peaceful exploration of sacred spaces and timeless devotion. Now, let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next serene tale, The Forgotten Paths of Pilgrimage in Japan. Find a comfortable place, relax, and let the story softly carry you away. Close your eyes and picture the serene landscapes of Japan. Rolling hills blanketed with verdant forests, winding mountain trails cloaked in mist, and tranquil rivers that quietly weave through ancient villages. These landscapes are the setting for the forgotten paths of pilgrimage, secret routes once traveled by devoted pilgrims seeking spiritual awakening and connection with the sacred. Imagine stepping softly onto a narrow dirt path lined with moss-covered stones and towering cedar trees, the air rich with the scent of pine and earth. The quiet hush of the forest is broken only by the gentle rustle of leaves and the distant song of birds, creating a sanctuary of peace and reflection. These pilgrimage routes, hidden from the bustling cities and crowded temples, offer a more intimate journey, one that intertwines nature, spirituality, and centuries of tradition. Travelers once walked these trails in silent contemplation, their footsteps guided by lantern light and the prayers of generations before them. Picture a simple wooden shrine nestled among the trees, its red torii gate standing like a portal between worlds, earthly and divine. The shrine's weathered beams and faded paintings speak of countless offerings and whispered prayers made beneath its eaves. As you continue along the path, Imagine passing stone markers etched with ancient kanji, guiding pilgrims toward sacred mountains, waterfalls, and temples hidden deep within the forest. Each marker a silent guardian, watching over the journey and the souls who walk it. These forgotten paths also hold stories of endurance and devotion, pilgrims braving rain, wind, and rugged terrain to reach their spiritual destinations. Along the way, they found rest at humble inns and tea houses, places where kindness and tradition offered warmth and hospitality. As you settle into this story, let the serene beauty of Japan's pilgrimage trails enfold you, the soft crunch of footsteps on fallen leaves, the distant murmur of flowing water, and the gentle whisper of wind through ancient trees. Allow the forgotten paths of pilgrimage to cradle your mind, carrying you gently into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of mountain spirits and the eternal sky. As morning light gently filters through the dense canopy of ancient cedar forests, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage reveal themselves anew, winding trails carved by centuries of footsteps, stories, and sacred devotion. Imagine the soft glow of dawn illuminating the moss-covered stones, the delicate dance of light and shadow creating a tranquil mosaic upon the forest floor. These paths, often hidden from the modern traveler's eye, were once the lifeblood of spiritual journeys, routes that connected remote shrines, sacred mountains, and temples dedicated to the gods and ancestors. Each step taken was more than a physical act. It was a movement toward enlightenment, a passage through both the natural and spiritual worlds. Picture a group of pilgrims clad in simple robes, their faces serene with purpose as they navigate the rugged terrain, crossing babbling brooks on weathered wooden bridges, pausing to bow before stone statues of Jizo and Kannon, guardians of travelers and compassion. The air is filled with the soft murmur of prayers and chants, blending with the rustling leaves and distant bird calls. Along the route, weathered stone lanterns line the path, their surfaces etched with delicate inscriptions, tokens of gratitude from pilgrims past, lighting the way through darkness and uncertainty. Imagine the flickering flame of a lantern casting a warm, golden glow, a symbol of hope and guidance amidst the vast wilderness. The pilgrimage was not only a test of physical endurance, but also an inner journey. Pilgrims confronted their doubts, fears, and desires amidst the solitude of the forest and the majesty of the mountains. Imagine the quiet moments of reflection at a mountain spring, where the clear water offered renewal and the whisper of ancient spirits carried encouragement. Hospitality along the route was simple but profound. Rustic inns and tea houses provided shelter and sustenance, their hosts offering kindness and stories that enriched the pilgrim's journey. Picture the warmth of a hearth fire, the aroma of freshly brewed tea, and the gentle smile of a host welcoming weary travelers with quiet grace. As you settle into the story, let the serene beauty and sacred silence of Japan's forgotten pilgrimage paths envelop you. The soft crunch of footsteps, the distant murmur of waterfalls, and the gentle sway of bamboo groves. Allow yourself to be carried gently along these ancient trails, guided by the wisdom of generations and the quiet strength of the mountains. As the soft light of mid-morning filters through the towering cedars, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage wind ever onward, each step a journey through time, spirit, and nature's enduring embrace. Imagine yourself walking slowly along a narrow trail, the earth beneath your feet soft with fallen leaves and moss, the air alive with the subtle scents of pine, damp wood, and delicate wildflowers. These ancient routes connect a series of sacred sites, temples perched on mountain ridges, small shrines hidden in bamboo groves, and tranquil springs believed to possess healing powers. Visualize the quiet reverence of pilgrims pausing before a weathered statue of Jizo, the gentle protector of travelers and children, their hands folded in prayer, voices soft in chant. Along the way, stone steps climb steeply toward mist-shrouded peaks, each ascent a challenge of body and spirit, a metaphor for the pilgrim's journey toward enlightenment and inner peace. Imagine the effort required to climb, the steady rhythm of breath and heartbeat, and the peaceful solitude that surrounds you as the forest thickens and the world below fades away. At the summit, a small shrine awaits, its red torii gate standing bright against the green and gray of the mountain. The shrine's wooden beams bear the marks of centuries, the faded calligraphy on plaques and prayer boards telling stories of devotion and hope. Imagine the quiet stillness of the sacred place, the whisper of the wind through bamboo leaves, the soft murmur of distant water, and the feeling of being touched by something timeless and eternal. Here, pilgrims offer their prayers, light incense, and leave tokens of gratitude, wooden ima plaques inscribed with wishes and dreams. The pilgrimage is as much an inward journey as an outward one, a path of reflection, humility, and transformation. Picture the contemplative silence, broken only by the distant call of a bird or the rustle of robes, as pilgrims move thoughtfully through these sacred spaces. As you listen, let the gentle cadence of footsteps on stone and earth, the murmur of ancient chants, and the embrace of the natural world soothe your mind and body. Allow the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan to carry you gently into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of mountain spirits and ancient gods. As the afternoon sun gently filters through the dense canopy of cedar and pine, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage continue their silent journey through the heart of Japan's sacred mountains. Imagine the soft crunch of your footsteps on ancient gravel, each step echoing centuries of devotion and quiet determination. These pilgrimage routes weave through landscapes of breathtaking beauty, mist-cloaked valleys, crystal-clear streams, and ancient forests where the sunlight dapples softly on moss-covered stones. Visualize the way the light shifts as clouds drift lazily overhead, casting moving shadows that dance across the path like spirits guiding your way. Along these routes, small stone lanterns line the trail, their surfaces worn smooth by time and weather, yet still standing as steadfast guardians of the sacred way. Imagine their faint outlines silhouetted against the evening sky, casting a serene glow that gently illuminates the path for weary travelers. The pilgrimage was not only a journey of the body, but a profound spiritual practice. Pilgrims sought purification, enlightenment, and connection with the divine through each step, each breath, and each prayer. Picture the pilgrims' quiet chants, their rhythmic breathing in harmony with the natural world, creating a symphony of devotion that echoes softly through the forest. Nestled along the path are humble tea houses and inns, where travelers found warmth, sustenance, and companionship. Moments of rest that rejuvenated both body and spirit. Imagine the comforting aroma of freshly brewed green tea, the gentle murmur of conversation, and the kind smiles of hosts who have welcomed pilgrims for generations. As twilight descends, the forest is transformed, a realm of soft shadows and whispered secrets, where the spirits of the mountain watch silently over those who walk the forgotten paths. Feel the cool evening breeze, carrying the scent of cedar and earth, and the distant sound of a temple bell, ringing clear and pure through the night air. Let yourself be enveloped by the tranquility and sacredness of these ancient pilgrimage routes, their beauty, mystery, and timelessness guiding you gently into a deep and peaceful sleep. Allow the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan to carry you softly into dreams beneath the watchful eyes of kami, mountain spirits, and the eternal sky. As night gently descends over the sacred mountains of Japan, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage shimmer softly beneath a canopy of stars. Imagine yourself walking slowly along the winding trail, the cool air filled with the delicate scent of cedar and wildflowers, and the gentle rustle of leaves accompanying each step. These pilgrimage routes, worn smooth by generations of travelers, hold within their stones the quiet stories of devotion, endurance, and hope. Picture the ancient trees standing sentinel along the path, their towering trunks wrapped in sacred Shimenawa ropes, symbols of purity and protection in Shinto tradition. Along the way, small shrines emerge from the forest, modest yet profound, each one a beacon of faith and reverence amid the natural splendor. Imagine the soft glow of lanterns hanging from their eaves, flickering in the night breeze, inviting weary pilgrims to pause, reflect, and offer prayers. The pilgrimage was a deeply personal journey, one where body and spirit were tested, where challenges of steep climbs and changing weather mirrored the inner trials of the soul. Visualize pilgrims clad in simple robes and straw sandals, their faces serene with purpose, carrying walking sticks adorned with prayer ribbons fluttering softly in the breeze. The path leads through sacred groves and past ancient cedar trees believed to be home to kami, spirits that watch over the land and its people. Imagine the reverence with which travelers pass these trees, bowing respectfully and whispering prayers for protection and guidance. Rest stops along the route offered humble comforts, warm tea brewed from mountain herbs, simple meals shared among fellow travelers, and the quiet companionship that lightened the burdens of the journey. Picture the flickering firelight in a rustic inn, the soft murmur of conversation, and the deep sense of peace that comes from shared faith and tradition. As you settle deeper into this story, let the sacred stillness and natural beauty of Japan's forgotten pilgrimage paths envelop your mind. The gentle crunch of footsteps, the distant murmur of a mountain stream, and the whisper of ancient prayers carried on the night air. Allow yourself to be carried softly along these timeless trails, guided by the wisdom of the past and the quiet strength of the mountains. As the gentle light of dawn begins to touch the mountaintops, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan awaken with the soft sounds of morning, birdsong weaving through the trees, leaves shimmering with dew, and the distant rush of a mountain stream. Imagine standing on a moss-covered stone, feeling the cool earth beneath your feet, and breathing in the crisp, fragrant air that carries the promise of a new day. The trails, etched into the landscape by countless pilgrims over centuries, wind through ancient forests and past serene temples nestled in hidden valleys. Visualize the vibrant colors of autumn leaves contrasting with the deep green of cedars, the peaceful gardens of temples blooming with chrysanthemums and maples. Each step along these paths is a connection to nature, to history, and to the spiritual journeys of those who came before. Picture the worn wooden bridges crossing clear streams, the stone lanterns flickering softly in the early light, and the quiet humility of simple shrines tucked beneath towering trees. Pilgrims walk these trails not just as a physical challenge, but as a pilgrimage of the heart, seeking purification, insight, and a deeper understanding of their place in the world. Imagine the meditative rhythm of walking, the steady beat of footsteps on earth, and the quiet prayers uttered beneath the breath. Along the way, travelers might encounter monks in flowing robes, their calm presence a reminder of the path's sacredness. Picture small groups gathered for morning chant or silent meditation, their voices and breaths blending with the natural symphony of the forest. As the sun rises higher, the pilgrimage path reveals its timeless beauty, the delicate petals of wildflowers, the glint of sunlight on a distant temple roof, and the serene faces of stone statues guarding the way. Allow yourself to be enveloped by this tranquil scene, the gentle warmth of morning light, the peaceful rustle of leaves, and the enduring spirit of the forgotten paths. Let the sacred journey carried by these ancient trails cradle your mind and spirit, gently guiding you into restful sleep or peaceful wakefulness beneath the watchful gaze of mountain spirits and eternal skies. As the day unfolds over the serene landscapes of Japan, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage continue to weave their timeless story, paths carved by footsteps, seeking spiritual renewal and connection. Imagine yourself walking slowly along a gentle mountain trail, the soft crunch of leaves beneath your feet blending with the distant sound of a flowing stream, while the air carries the fresh scent of pine and earth. These pilgrimage routes traverse breathtaking scenery, steep cliffs draped in vibrant autumn colors, quiet bamboo groves swaying in the breeze, and tranquil shrines hidden among ancient cedar forests. Visualize small wooden bridges arching gracefully over clear streams, their weathered planks worn smooth by centuries of travelers. Along the way, pilgrims pause to offer prayers at stone statues of deities: Jizo, the guardian of travelers and children, and Kannon, the embodiment of mercy and compassion. Imagine the gentle touch of hands folded in reverence, the soft murmur of chants blending harmoniously with the natural sounds of the forest. The pilgrimage is as much a journey inward as it is outward, a time for reflection, humility, and surrender to the mysteries of life. Picture moments of quiet solitude, sitting beneath the shade of a towering cedar, feeling the ancient wisdom of the forest seep into your soul. Throughout the path, humble tea houses and inns provide respite and hospitality, places where weary travelers find warmth, nourishment, and gentle companionship. Imagine the soft glow of paper lanterns lighting a wooden doorway, the inviting aroma of freshly brewed tea, and the quiet comfort of shared stories around a hearth fire. As you walk these ancient paths, let the serene beauty and sacred stillness envelop you, the soft rustling of leaves, the distant call of birds, and the subtle fragrance of blooming wildflowers. Allow the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan to guide you gently into restful sleep, beneath the watchful gaze of mountain spirits and timeless skies. As twilight descends gently over the tranquil mountains and forests of Japan, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage take on a mystical glow, Imagine the fading light filtering softly through the leaves, casting long shadows that dance silently upon the mossy stones and winding trails. These paths, etched deep into the fabric of the land, carry the footsteps of countless pilgrims who journeyed not only across the physical terrain, but through the landscapes of their souls. Picture the serene faces of travelers pausing beneath ancient torii gates, their hands pressed together in silent prayer, voices barely a whisper among the rustling trees. Along the way, small shrines glow faintly with the light of paper lanterns, their delicate frames flickering softly in the evening breeze. Imagine the quiet offerings of incense and flowers, tokens of gratitude and devotion left by pilgrims seeking blessings and protection. The pilgrimage is both a test of endurance and a sacred ritual of renewal. Pilgrims face steep climbs, unpredictable weather, and long hours of solitude, all embraced as part of their spiritual transformation. Visualize the quiet strength in their footsteps, steady and purposeful, as they move deeper into the heart of the mountains and their own inner journey. The surrounding forest breathes with ancient energy, the whisper of the wind through the bamboo groves, the distant call of night birds, and the soft murmur of streams winding through the valleys. Feel the sacred stillness enveloping the path, a gentle embrace that calms the mind and soothes the spirit. Imagine resting at a secluded inn, the warmth of a hearth fire welcoming you after a day's journey, simple meals shared in quiet companionship, stories exchanged in hushed tones. The hospitality of these places has sustained pilgrims for centuries, offering not just food and shelter, but a sense of belonging and peace. As you settle into this story, let the sacred beauty and profound silence of Japan's forgotten pilgrimage paths wrap around you, the gentle rustle of leaves, the flickering glow of lanterns, and the timeless rhythm of footsteps on earth. Allow yourself to be carried softly along these ancient trails, guided by the wisdom of the past and the quiet power of nature's embrace. As the night deepens over the sacred mountains and ancient forests of Japan, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage rest quietly beneath a sky blanketed with stars. Imagine the gentle glow of moonlight illuminating the winding trails, casting silver shadows across moss-covered stones and delicate wildflowers. These paths are woven into the very soul of the land, silent witnesses to centuries of devotion, endurance, and quiet transformation. Picture pilgrims cloaked in simple robes, their faces serene as they move with measured steps along narrow bridges and forested slopes, their minds focused on the sacred journey within. Along the route, ancient cedar trees stand tall, wrapped in sacred Shimenawa ropes, symbols of purity and protection. Imagine the reverent bows offered before these trees, the whispered prayers carried softly on the night breeze. The pilgrimage's challenges, the steep climbs, the shifting weather, the solitude, mirror the inner journey of letting go, acceptance, and spiritual growth. Visualize moments of stillness beside a mountain spring, the clear water reflecting starlight as pilgrims pause to drink and reflect. Rustic inns and tea houses offer sanctuary along the way, their warm fires and simple meals a balm for weary bodies and souls. Imagine gathering around a hearth with fellow travelers, sharing stories and silent prayers, the sense of community a source of comfort and strength. As you listen, let the soothing sounds of the night, the rustling of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the gentle murmur of a flowing stream, envelop you. Allow the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan to cradle your mind and spirit, guiding you gently into restful sleep beneath the watchful gaze of mountain spirits and the eternal sky. Rest now in the sanctuary of nature, faith, and quiet beauty, where the ancient trails lead softly to peace and renewal. As the first light of dawn softly paints the sacred mountains of Japan, the forgotten paths of pilgrimage rest in serene quietude, bathed in a gentle golden glow. Imagine the early morning mist rising gently from the valleys, the air crisp and fragrant with pine and wildflowers, welcoming a new day filled with promise and peace. These ancient trails, worn smooth by centuries of devoted footsteps, are more than mere paths. They are bridges between past and present, nature and spirit, body and soul. Visualize the moss-covered stones and weathered wooden bridges, the delicate petals of cherry blossoms gently falling in the morning breeze, creating a scene of tranquil beauty. The pilgrimage journey is a sacred dance of endurance and devotion, a moving meditation where each step carries prayer, reflection, and transformation. Imagine the final steps leading to a hidden shrine nestled amidst towering cedars, its wooden beams glowing warmly in the dawn light, inviting pilgrims to pause, offer thanks, and find solace. Feel the soft warmth of the rising sun on your face, the peaceful stillness of the forest around you, and the profound sense of connection to all who have walked this path before. This journey, though long and often arduous, culminates in a moment of deep peace and renewal, a sacred space where the soul finds rest and the heart is filled with gratitude. As you rest now, embraced by the quiet beauty of the forgotten paths of pilgrimage, allow their timeless presence to cradle your mind and spirit. Let the gentle rhythms of nature and the enduring faith of countless travelers guide you into deep, restorative sleep or a peaceful awakening filled with calm and clarity. Rest peacefully beneath the watchful eyes of mountain spirits and the eternal sky, wrapped softly in the embrace of ancient trails and sacred silence. And so we conclude our peaceful journey along the forgotten paths of pilgrimage in Japan. Thank you for joining me in this tranquil exploration of sacred trails and timeless devotion. Now, let us continue our Boring History for Sleep series with the next contemplative tale, the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire. Find a cozy spot, settle in comfortably, and let the story gently carry you away. Close your eyes and imagine the grand city of Constantinople, an ancient jewel perched on the edge of Europe and Asia, surrounded by shimmering waters and guarded by towering walls that have stood for centuries. This city, once the heart of the mighty Byzantine Empire, thrived with vibrant markets, grand churches, and a complex tapestry of culture, faith, and power. Picture the bustling streets filled with merchants from distant lands, their goods ranging from exotic silks and spices to precious metals and intricate artworks. The air is rich with scents of incense and freshly baked bread, mingling with the murmurs of prayer from the magnificent Hagia Sophia, whose dome soars high above the city like a testament to human devotion and architectural genius. But beneath this grandeur lies a quieter story, the slow, often unnoticed decline of a great empire whose influence spanned continents and centuries. Imagine the intricate web of politics, religion, and external pressures that wove through the empire's history, challenges from rising powers, internal strife, and shifting trade routes. Visualize the imperial court, where emperors and advisors meet in ornate chambers, their voices hushed yet tense as they navigate the complex balance between tradition and change. The Byzantine bureaucracy, renowned for its sophistication, struggles to maintain order amid growing threats from both within and beyond its borders. The empire's borders, once vast and secure, slowly contract as neighboring powers encroach and rebellions flare. Imagine the watchful eyes of soldiers along the walls, the constant preparation for sieges, and the quiet anxiety that settles over the populace as news of distant battles and political upheaval reaches the city. Yet even as the empire fades, its cultural and religious legacy endures, preserving classical knowledge, fostering art and literature, and shaping the spiritual life of Eastern Orthodoxy. Picture scribes copying ancient manuscripts by candlelight, monks chanting in monasteries, and artists creating mosaics that gleam with golden light. As you settle into this story, let the echoes of Constantinople, the whispers of its streets, the grandeur of its architecture, and the silent struggles of its people envelop you. Allow the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire to carry you gently into restful sleep, beneath the timeless sky that has witnessed the rise and fall of empires. As the golden light of dawn spills over the walls of Constantinople, the city awakens with a quiet dignity, its streets winding like veins through a living organism, each corner whispering tales of centuries past. Imagine the soft clatter of hooves on cobblestones, the calls of vendors setting up stalls, and the distant toll of church bells resonating through the cool morning air. The Byzantine Empire, a beacon of continuity from the ancient Roman world, faced countless challenges as it strove to preserve its heritage and power. Visualize the complex web of alliances and rivalries, intrigue at court, military campaigns on distant frontiers, and the constant negotiation between old traditions and new realities. In the grand halls of the Great Palace, emperors donned regalia that spoke of divine authority, yet behind closed doors, they grappled with financial strains and political dissent. Imagine advisors whispering strategies, while envoys from foreign powers arrived bearing gifts and veiled threats alike. The empire's military, once a formidable force, struggled against the rising might of neighboring states. The Seljuk Turks pressing from the east, Normans from the west, and internal revolts testing the empire's resilience. Picture the fortress walls manned by vigilant soldiers, their eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of approaching danger, while citizens went about daily life with a cautious blend of hope and apprehension. Economically, the empire faced the shifting tides of trade. New routes bypassed old centers, and the wealth that once flowed abundantly into Constantinople began to wane. Imagine bustling ports now quieter than before, merchants wary and fortunes uncertain, the clinking of coins less frequent in marketplace transactions. Yet amid these trials, Byzantine culture flourished quietly. Scholars copied ancient texts, artists adorned churches with vibrant mosaics, and theologians debated profound spiritual questions. Visualize the serene glow of candlelit scriptoria, where monks painstakingly preserved knowledge that would later influence the Renaissance and beyond. Religious life remained central, processions filled the streets with incense and chants, and the Hagia Sophia stood as a majestic symbol of faith and endurance. Imagine the awe of worshippers gazing upward at the golden mosaics, feeling connected to something eternal amid the uncertainties of their time. As you listen, let the subtle rhythms of this ancient city, the murmurs of prayer, the soft footfalls on stone, the distant echoes of history, envelop you. Allow yourself to drift gently through the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire, resting peacefully beneath the vast, timeless sky. As the afternoon sun casts warm hues over the ancient city of Constantinople, the slow, steady heartbeat of the Byzantine Empire continues, a rhythm marked by resilience, adaptation, and subtle change. Imagine the soft murmur of conversations in marketplaces shaded by grand colonnades, the scent of freshly baked bread mingling with the aroma of exotic spices brought from distant lands. The empire's complex bureaucracy works tirelessly behind the scenes, a vast network of officials managing the affairs of a realm stretching across continents and cultures. Visualize meticulous scribes hunched over parchment, the scratch of quills forming letters that carry imperial decrees, tax records, and scholarly treatises. Yet beneath the surface of order lies a world of challenges: factional rivalries in the court, power struggles between nobles, and tensions between religious factions that sometimes flare into conflict. Imagine whispered conspiracies in dimly lit chambers, where alliances shift like shadows and the fate of the empire hangs in delicate balance. The military campaigns of the era tell tales of bravery and loss, soldiers marching over rugged terrain, defending fortified cities, and engaging in battles that would shape the destiny of the region. Picture the clang of armor, the distant roar of battle, and the weary march of troops returning home, their spirits tempered by the hardships endured. Trade remains a vital artery, linking Constantinople to ports across the Mediterranean, Black Sea, and beyond. Visualize caravans laden with silk, spices, and precious metals arriving at bustling docks, their crews greeted by merchants eager to barter and trade. Amidst these worldly concerns, Byzantine art and architecture continue to flourish. Churches adorned with intricate mosaics, icons painted with divine reverence, and public spaces designed with both grandeur and grace. Imagine the quiet creation of these masterpieces, the careful brushstrokes of artists, the chiseling of stone by skilled craftsmen, and the hushed prayers accompanying every act of devotion. Religious life remains a cornerstone of Byzantine identity. The liturgies, festivals, and pilgrimages that knit communities together and sustain hope through uncertain times. Picture candlelit processions winding through city streets, the glow of lamps reflected in the waters surrounding the city's walls, and the solemn chants echoing through sacred spaces. As you listen, allow yourself to be enveloped by the richness of this ancient world, the sights, sounds, and emotions of a civilization balancing on the edge of change. Let the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire carry you gently into a restful, peaceful sleep beneath the eternal sky. As twilight descends softly over Constantinople, the ancient city wraps itself in a cloak of quiet reflection and enduring grace. Imagine walking through its winding streets, the warm glow of oil lamps flickering against the worn stone walls, casting long shadows that whisper of centuries gone by. The Byzantine Empire, with its intricate blend of Roman legacy and Christian devotion, stands at a crossroads, balancing tradition with the pressing demands of a changing world. Visualize the Senate halls and imperial courts bustling with officials, clerics, and courtiers, their conversations filled with concern over external threats and internal divisions. Despite the pressures, the empire remains a beacon of cultural achievement. The preservation of classical knowledge through illuminated manuscripts, the composition of sacred music that fills grand basilicas, and the flourishing of theological thought. Picture monks in monastery scriptoria, their quills scratching softly on vellum, copying texts that will one day influence the Renaissance and modern thought. The city's defenses, formidable though aging, stand as a testament to engineering prowess. Massive walls punctuated by towers, moats filled with brackish water, and gates guarded by vigilant sentinels. Imagine the steady beat of patrols along these walls, the watchful eyes scanning for signs of approaching fleets or armies, the tension palpable yet contained. Economically, Constantinople faces shifting trade routes and rising competitors. Italian city-states like Venice and Genoa growing in influence, drawing commerce away from the imperial capital. Visualize the bustling docks, once filled with merchants from across the known world, now quieter, the ships fewer but still laden with treasures from distant lands. Religious tensions simmer beneath the surface. Conflicts between Eastern Orthodox traditions and the rising influence of Western Christendom foreshadow divisions that will later erupt in schism. Picture the grand churches and chapels where sermons are delivered in solemn tones, congregations filled with devout worshippers clinging to their faith amidst uncertainty. As night deepens, the sounds of the city soften, the distant call of the muezzin from nearby mosques, the gentle lapping of waves against the harbor walls, and the muted prayers from countless chapels and homes. Let yourself be carried on these quiet currents of history and human experience, the endurance, struggles, and hopes of a civilization slowly evolving beneath the stars. Allow the gentle narrative of the Byzantine Empire's quiet decline to lull you into peaceful sleep, wrapped in the timeless embrace of an empire whose echoes still resonate through time. As the gentle light of dawn breaks over the city of Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire beats softly amid the slow stirrings of a new day. Imagine the early morning mist weaving through the marble columns of grand basilicas, the faint fragrance of incense blending with the fresh scent of the Bosporus waters. The empire, though diminished in power, continues to be a crossroads of cultures, where East meets West in a dance of tradition and transformation. Visualize the marketplace awakening, traders from across continents setting up their stalls, their voices mingling with the calls of merchants hawking silks, spices, and precious gems. Political tensions simmer beneath the surface, the ever-present threats of encroaching empires, internal struggles for succession, and the delicate balance of alliances forged and broken. Picture imperial guards patrolling the palace corridors, the wary eyes of courtiers exchanging secrets, and distant bells signaling the start of yet another day filled with challenge and hope. The city itself is a living museum, streets paved with history, where ancient mosaics glisten beneath feet that have walked these paths for centuries. Imagine the artisans at work, their hands shaping tiles and glass to create images of saints and emperors that will endure long after the empire's walls crumble. Culturally, the empire remains a beacon, monasteries serving as centers of learning, theologians debating profound questions of faith, and poets composing verses that echo the grandeur and melancholy of their age. Visualize candlelit chambers where scribes diligently copy texts, the scratch of quills a soothing soundtrack to centuries of knowledge preserved against the tide of time. Religious festivals and processions continue to weave the social fabric, events where faith and community intertwine beneath the shadow of ancient domes and bell towers. Picture the slow, solemn march of clergy and worshippers, their prayers rising like incense into the crisp morning air. Yet the empire's decline is marked not by sudden collapse, but by a gradual fading, a gentle ebbing of influence and power that leaves behind a rich legacy. As night falls, the city is quiet, the distant call of ships in the harbor mingling with the soft chanting from monastic cloisters. Let yourself be enveloped by this gentle, fading light, a story of resilience, culture, and faith slowly transitioning into history. Allow the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire to cradle you softly into deep, restorative sleep beneath the eternal stars. As the soft glow of evening settles over Constantinople, the city's ancient stones seem to whisper tales of resilience, faith, and quiet transformation. Imagine wandering along the cobblestone streets, the cool air carrying the mingled scents of salt water from the Bosporus and the fragrant blooms of nearby gardens. The empire, though no longer the towering force it once was, remains a cultural and spiritual beacon, its legacy woven into the very fabric of its people and their traditions. Visualize the grand churches with their ornate mosaics gleaming under flickering candlelight, the deep chants of monks filling the sacred spaces with a sense of timeless reverence. Politically, the empire faces mounting pressures. External threats from the rising Ottoman Turks, internal disputes over succession, and the ever-shifting alliances that define its twilight years. Picture the imperial court, where advisors speak in hushed tones, their faces lined with concern as they debate strategies to preserve what remains of their cherished realm. Despite the challenges, Constantinople's marketplaces still hum with activity, merchants plying their trade, artisans crafting delicate wares, and citizens weaving stories of hope and continuity amid uncertainty. Imagine the vibrant colors of fabrics, the shimmering golds of jewelry, and the rich aromas of spices and baked goods filling the air. Culturally, the empire continues to nurture the arts, painters creating icons that inspire devotion, poets capturing the complexities of their era in verse, and scholars preserving the wisdom of classical antiquity. Visualize a scriptorium where illuminated manuscripts come to life, the intricate designs and calligraphy a testament to human creativity and dedication. Religious life remains central, binding the community through shared beliefs, rituals, and festivals that celebrate both the divine and the enduring spirit of Byzantium. Picture the slow procession of clergy and faithful through the city's streets, their chants and prayers rising like a gentle tide under the starlit sky. As night deepens, the city quiets, the distant lapping of waves against the harbor walls, the flicker of lanterns in narrow alleys, and the serene silence that settles over centuries of history. Let yourself be carried on these whispers of time, the enduring beauty and melancholy of an empire gracefully bowing to the inevitable. Allow the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire to soothe your mind and spirit, guiding you gently into deep, peaceful sleep beneath the eternal heavens. As the city of Constantinople rests under the vast expanse of twilight skies, the legacy of the Byzantine Empire unfolds like a tapestry, woven with threads of resilience, faith, culture, and quiet transformation. Imagine yourself strolling through the ancient streets, where each stone and archway holds stories whispered by the generations who lived, loved, and struggled within these walls. The empire's gradual decline was not marked by sudden cataclysms, but by subtle shifts, changes in power, economy, and society that unfolded over decades and centuries. Visualize the imperial palace, where the emperor's golden robes gleamed in the fading light, yet the halls buzzed with cautious whispers and political maneuvering as advisors debated the empire's uncertain future. Economically, Constantinople faced growing competition from emerging powers. Italian city-states like Venice and Genoa expanded their maritime dominance, redirecting the flow of goods and wealth. Imagine the bustling docks, where ships laden with spices, silks, and precious metals once docked in abundance, now fewer in number, their sails billowing slowly against the evening breeze. Socially, the empire grappled with divisions between rich and poor, Greek and Latin, old traditions and new influences, all contributing to a complex and often fragile fabric. Picture the crowded bazaars, where merchants shouted to attract customers, children played in narrow alleys, and scholars debated philosophy and theology beneath the shadows of towering churches. Culturally, the Byzantine world remained a beacon of art and learning, its scholars preserving ancient texts, its artists crafting mosaics that shimmered with divine light, and its musicians filling sacred spaces with haunting melodies. Visualize the glow of candlelit scriptoriums, the gentle scratch of quills on parchment, and the vibrant colors of icons reflecting the soft light of flickering lamps. Religious devotion remained central, shaping the rhythms of daily life and the empire's identity. Imagine grand processions winding through the streets, incense rising like a fragrant veil, and voices chanting hymns that echoed through vast domes and sacred halls. Yet beneath the beauty and devotion lay the inevitability of change, foreign armies looming on distant horizons, internal unrest simmering beneath polite society, and the slow ebb of a once mighty empire. Feel the quiet tension in the air, the watchful eyes on city walls, the whispered prayers for protection, and the resilient spirit refusing to fade quietly into history. As night falls and the stars emerge, let the story of Byzantium's quiet decline carry you gently into peaceful sleep, wrapped in the timeless embrace of a city that stood at the crossroads of history, faith, and human endurance. As the cool night air settles over Constantinople, the city's ancient walls stand silent witness to centuries of history. Echoes of an empire's glory, resilience, and quiet transformation fading softly into the night. Imagine yourself wandering through shadowed streets, where the soft glow of oil lamps flickers against worn stones, and the distant murmur of the Bosporus mingles with whispered prayers from secluded chapels. The Byzantine Empire's twilight years were marked by a delicate balance, a fragile dance between preserving tradition and adapting to new realities. Visualize the grand churches and monasteries, their golden mosaics shimmering under candlelight, the chants of monks rising in reverent harmony, a soothing melody that transcends time. Political intrigues and shifting alliances ripple through the imperial court, factions vying for power, emperors navigating treacherous waters as foreign forces press ever closer. Imagine the whispered conversations in opulent chambers, the rustle of silk robes, and the careful crafting of strategies to protect a fading legacy. Economically, the empire contends with diminishing control over trade routes, as rival powers carve their own paths across the Mediterranean and beyond. Picture the once bustling harbors, now quieter but still alive with the comings and goings of merchants and sailors, their stories woven into the city's fabric. Social tensions simmer beneath the surface. Cultural and religious divisions challenge the unity of a diverse and complex population. Imagine the marketplaces filled with a tapestry of languages and customs, where old traditions meet new influences in a delicate blend. Yet amidst the challenges, Byzantine art and scholarship continue to flourish. Illuminated manuscripts, theological treatises, and architectural marvels remind the world of the empire's enduring spirit. Visualize the careful strokes of painters capturing sacred scenes, the meticulous script of scholars preserving ancient wisdom, and the soaring domes that inspire awe and faith. Religious devotion remains a cornerstone. Pilgrimages, festivals, and daily rituals sustain a sense of community and purpose. Picture the faithful gathered in grand cathedrals, their voices raised in prayer, the scent of incense filling the air, and the soft glow of candles illuminating hopeful faces. As you listen, let the gentle rhythms of this ancient city, the soft footfalls, the distant chants, the lapping waves, wrap around you like a comforting shawl. Allow the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire to lull you into a deep, restorative sleep beneath the eternal stars, wrapped in history's gentle embrace. As the night deepens over the ancient city of Constantinople, a quiet stillness settles over its walls and winding streets. Imagine the gentle murmur of the Bosporus waves kissing the shore, the soft glow of lanterns illuminating narrow alleyways, and the distant echoes of prayers drifting from the city's many churches and chapels. The Byzantine Empire, though fading in power and influence, remains a mosaic of vibrant culture, rich traditions, and enduring faith. Visualize the grandeur of the Hagia Sophia's soaring dome, its golden mosaics sparkling in the flickering candlelight, a symbol of a civilization's devotion and artistic genius. Political turmoil and external pressures continue to challenge the empire's fragile existence. Picture the imperial palace bustling with intrigue, where emperors and their advisors weigh the fate of a realm beset by enemies near and far. Factions rise and fall, alliances shift like the tides, and yet the spirit of Byzantium persists with quiet determination. Economically, Constantinople's once thriving trade networks adapt to changing realities. Merchants navigate new routes, and artisans continue crafting treasures that echo the empire's glory. Imagine the bustling markets where traders from east and west exchange silks, spices, and stories, weaving a complex tapestry of commerce and culture. Religious life remains the empire's heartbeat. Daily rituals, grand processions, and sacred festivals knit the community together, offering solace and hope. Picture the faithful gathered in candlelit cathedrals, their voices rising in hymn, the scent of incense weaving through the air, and the soft glow of icons reflecting their unwavering devotion. Despite the pressures of decline, Byzantine art, scholarship, and faith continue to inspire generations, preserving a legacy that will endure beyond the fall of an empire. Visualize monks in secluded monasteries copying ancient texts, painters bringing sacred stories to life in vivid mosaics, and theologians debating profound mysteries beneath vaulted ceilings. As you settle into this story, allow the gentle rhythms of Constantinople, the lapping waters, whispered prayers, and soft footsteps to envelop you. Let the quiet decline of the Byzantine Empire carry you gently into a peaceful, restorative sleep beneath the timeless heavens, wrapped in history's enduring embrace. As the first light of dawn gently brushes the ancient walls of Constantinople, the city stands as a silent witness to centuries of glory, faith, and the inevitable passage of time. Imagine the soft hues of sunrise spilling over the rooftops, casting a warm, golden glow upon the domes and minarets that have long defined the city's skyline. The Byzantine Empire's slow decline was marked not by sudden cataclysm, but by a graceful fading, a quiet transformation from a vast imperial power into a memory preserved in art, architecture, and faith. Visualize the emptying streets as the city awakens, the soft footsteps of monks and citizens moving with purpose amidst the echoes of history. Though the empire's borders shrank and its armies diminished, its cultural and spiritual legacy endured, passing like a torch through generations, inspiring future civilizations and continuing to shape the world. Picture the grand libraries where scholars preserved classical knowledge, the churches filled with golden mosaics that told stories of saints and emperors, and the solemn prayers that rose day after day, century after century. The final days of Byzantium were shadowed by external pressures, rising Ottoman forces, shifting alliances, and a world changing faster than the ancient walls could hold. Imagine the tense meetings of generals and emperors, the quiet resolve of soldiers standing watch on ramparts, and the prayers offered beneath the vast skies for protection and peace. Yet, in the midst of decline, life persisted, markets opened, festivals were celebrated, and the people of Constantinople continued their daily rhythms with resilience and hope. Visualize mothers tending children in bustling homes, artisans crafting their wares, and priests offering blessings in the soft glow of candlelight. As the sun climbs higher, bathing the city in light, let yourself be enveloped by the timeless spirit of Byzantium, a spirit that teaches endurance, faith, and the beauty found in quiet transformation. Allow the gentle narrative of the empire's quiet decline to carry you into a deep, restful sleep, wrapped in the embrace of history's enduring legacy. Rest peacefully beneath the eternal heavens, knowing that even in endings, there is beauty and grace, an eternal story whispered through the stones and hearts of Constantinople.